Yo, isn't Devin supposed to be fighting Keyshawn? Wasn't that mandated? So let's look past the smoke and mirrors, alright? Quack, quack, nigga. Thank you for the belt. People be ducking, and y'all condoning champions ducking. These are y'all champions?
Tank, what's wrong? Why are you so nervous? Why are you rushing?
Kid Austin is coming.
What should I do with it?
Leave it!
Booth, I'm gonna ask you some names. I need to know, does easy work pop in your mind or a challenging fight? Xander.
Easy work.
Charlo.
Easy work.
Fedora.
Easy work.
Errol Spence.
Easy work.
Devin Haney.
Easy work.
Terrence Bud Crawford.
Easy work.
You're only undefeated until you're not. There can only be one king. Perfect records, one unified title, which Prince will be crowned king. June 27th, watch only on DAZN.
He is a flat-footed fighter. He likes to come forward. He's not like he's gonna be changing all the angles in the world, and he's flat.
I feel like he just be saying anything. I feel like he get in front of the camera and don't know what to say and just start saying anything. But if he think they let him think that, that's cool.
This is my toughest test, and I'm gonna go out and do what I do best. I'm here to take over.
As soon as the bell start, I feel like he gonna see like this guy is a lot better and a lot sharper and a lot faster, a lot wiser than what I thought. It's gonna be already too late.
The same thing that everybody else realizes when they step in a room with me.
Saturday night, he gonna see for himself firsthand.
Yeah, God damn it. It is fight week. Fight week is upon us, and honey, I could not be happier. I am so excited. We're going to talk about all of that, honey, all the madness that has been going on with some of these boys. As we know, they fight more on the internet, honey, than they do in the ring. So we're going to get into all of that. Good evening to everybody in the building. From those of y'all watching from the bushes, y'all smash the like button too. We are going to get into some news, the remainder of this month's upcoming fights, and then we're going to get into some things that I found rather interesting that I thought I might just go ahead and give my opinion on. Okay, but let's go ahead and start with some of the news, right? So those of y'all who are new here, I usually start with the news, let y'all know what's been happening. Just some articles that I see, maybe some clips that I saw and went and researched, and some phone calls that I might have received, and just, put a little bug in my ear with some detailed information on some information I already had, so I wouldn't have to go hunt for it. So that's what we're going to do first. So obviously, I think the biggest news, what's going on so far, is the fact that Joe Cordina, okay, he has been charged with assault and threatening a person with an offensive weapon in public. Okay. As a result of that, he has been denied a visa to enter the United States. And we know that he was scheduled to fight Abdullah Mason on July 4th. This fight would have been, it's Abdullah's still going to fight, but he would have been fighting for the WBO lightweight title. Now, as a result of Joe Cordina not being able to travel into the United States, due to his issues, then obviously, Abdullah Mason had to get a replacement. Okay. And as a replacement, he is going to now be fighting Albert Bell for the WBO title defense. Now, let me give my thoughts on that before we move on, and we can circle back a little later in the topics. I think that this is a good fight. In my opinion, it may even be a better fight than the Joe Cordina fight. Albert Bell, it's about time that he gets his shine and his just due. He's been putting in a lot of work for a long time. So now he finally gets his title opportunity. The opportunity that he had with Andy Cruz would have been an eliminator, but obviously not a guarantee that he would have gotten a shot at the title. This is a direct shot at the WBO title at lightweight. So I am still excited, probably even a little bit more excited, because Albert Bell, if you follow in the sport, if you follow him, you know that he's a damn good fighter. I think this is a really good test for Abdullah Mason. Both gentlemen will have to dig deep, in my opinion, to see who comes out on top. Now, I do know that, Abdullah Mason was training for Joe Cordina, so he's going to have to make some adjustments in that ring. He'll probably need to make some adjustments as well, and so will Albert Bell, right? Like I said, this is going to be a battle of wills for me. Will Abdullah be able to do what it takes to retain his title? Will Albert Bell have enough grit and grape to get in there and take Abdullah's title? So I think this is going to be a banger of a fight. And like I said, in my opinion, I think it's an even better fight than the Joe Cordina fight. So shout out to Albert Bell for getting his opportunity. Shout out to Abdullah Mason, a young champion who's looking for all the smoke all the time, stays professional at all times. You don't see him on the internet with these little Twitter wars like the rest of these boys. So I think he's very focused. I think he has a really strong foundation, and we're going to see July 4th who comes out on top. We can talk about that more, but this is Boots Week, damn it. So we're just going to get through the news, but that was a very big important piece of news, because it obviously changes a fight that we have anticipated for a while. The card is still solid. Everything else, from what I understand, is still going to be as is, and hell, with Albert Bell on this card, the card just got even stronger to me. So shout outs, and we'll definitely see what's shaking when it comes down to it, and we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Also, I want to give a shout out to Liam Paro. You know what I'm saying? He defeated Lewis Crocker for that IBF welterweight title last night. This is his second title. Y'all remember back in 2024, he beat Subriel Matias, winning the IBF super lightweight belt, and then later lost it to Richardson Hitchens. But now he is champ again. So the question is, what is next for Paro? So I don't know. I think that we'll have to see. What is he? This is what, 140? Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe Shakur Stevenson, but we'll talk about that little boy in just a second. I just want to kind of give Liam his shout out, and we'll talk about what's next to him. I know he's expressed interest in fighting some of the other champions and some of the other big fights that he's wanted to make. So we're definitely going to dig a little bit deeper into him as the show goes on. Let me get through this news, because it's quite a bit of foolishness going on here. Okay, so Floyd Mayweather's exhibition against the kickboxer Mike Benavidez has been canceled. Okay. Mayweather has found himself the subject of several lawsuits as of late. Okay, CSI has stated Mayweather has contractually obligated to fulfill previous signed agreements to face Mike Tyson before the Manny Pacquiao fight, right? So their argument is that Mayweather staged this Benavidez exhibition with another promoter, which breached their agreement. So they are in court proceedings as we speak, awaiting a ruling. So for now, this fight is off. Okay, and the Pacquiao fight has been pushed back. If it happens at all, it will happen in 2027, but it is likely to not happen as well. Mayweather is finding himself in all kind of trouble as of late, guys. Everything I've seen about him, for the last couple of months has just been lawsuits, child support payments, all kind of nonsense. So I hope that Mayweather gets it together. I'm not really sure what he's going through. And make no mistake about it, Mayweather's broke is not regular people broke. But it is going to be hard for him to keep up this facade with all this negative press surrounding his name. So I don't know what Mayweather's doing, but whatever. Hopefully he'll get that together on some level. You know what I'm saying? Because owing people money, and these people, they definitely gonna want their money when that situation occurs. But for now, honey, this man, he's at a standstill. He can't really do anything until he cleans up some of the mess that he's made. Making bad contracts, or taking out loans against contracts, and then now you're not fulfilling the contractual obligations. So I'm sure that he's probably going to end up defaulting on some of the loans that he took out using those contracts. So this is just a mess, a very tangled web you weave when you live to deceive, honey. Okay, so he's gonna have to work on getting that somehow together. I don't know what he's gonna do, how he's gonna do it, because it looked like he was trying to make fights to get money, and now they're blocking him from the fights that he was going to use to make some money. So he's in a little bit of a jam. But I'll keep my eye on it to see, what he's going to make shake, and we'll have to just go from there. I thought I had this clip. I guess not. Brian Norman Jr., however, has said he is open to a fight with Keyshawn Davis in a title eliminator in the event that things do not pan out with Devin Haney. And we're going to talk a little bit more about Devin a little later, because y'all know, honey, mother seen that exchange online. Yes, she did. We're going to definitely talk about Devin a little later. Also, I saw something that I found rather ridiculous, but it is what it is. Shakur Stevenson says that he plans to retire by the age of 33. Several thoughts come to my mind when I hear stuff like that. For a young man who, if I'm just going to speak candidly, has not fought no damn body, retiring at 33 with so much left to be done in the sport just is ridiculous to me. I mean, he's went on to say he wants to retire with all his faculties. And listen, I understand that 100%, but he doesn't take a lot of damage, because we all know that he doesn't really engage. He doesn't take a lot of risks, so he doesn't really take a lot of damage. And then he's not fighting the fights that a lot of people would like to see him in anyway. So I'm just not sure, unless he plans on doing a complete 180 and start to, really challenge himself and fight some of the fights we want to see him in. I really don't see the need for him to retire at 33. But it's his career. He can do what he wants, whatever. Something else I saw that was rather interesting, and we can talk about this a little later too. Jose Benavidez Sr. now training Gervonta Tank Davis. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about this because of the history between Calvin Ford and Gervonta Tank Davis, and Coach Kenny Ellis, and the fact that they've been with him since basically he entered boxing at 8-9 years old. They've been there by his side through all of his fights. And for whatever reason, they're not seeing eye to eye right now anymore, or whatever the case may be. Having somebody else train you, hopefully that does not affect their personal relationship. Because I know that Coach Calvin, really does love Gervonta and looks at him like a son. And Gervonta has the man's tattooed on his back as daddy, or whatever the hell he calls him. So I really hope that they can fix whatever's going on in that relationship beyond the ring, right? Because that's more important to me than who trained you to box, right? But I will say this: if he is now training with Jose Benavidez Sr., I really don't see a downside. Gervonta already has the ring IQ. He already has the power. He already has, twitchiness. The only thing that people criticized Gervonta about was the fact that he started late, right? He let the opponents bank rounds. If Jose Benavidez Sr. can train Gervonta to have a punch output like David, do you know how dangerous that's going to make him? Do you know how much better that's going to make him? So I really just don't see a downside. Like I said, outside of the personal relationship between, him and Calvin Ford and Coach Kenny Ellis, I really don't see this as a bad thing. I know a lot of people may want him to go back to Calvin and them, but listen, sometimes you outgrow people, guys. It's a hard truth that sometimes we don't want to hear, but it's a possibility that some people you just outgrow. And not to say that they're not still family, not to say they're beefing, just maybe he wants a different trainer in his corner. And we're going to see how they gel together. We know that it takes more than just a first fight to gel with a new trainer. But if this is the move that Gervonta makes, I mean, I think we can all agree that he doesn't make reckless decisions. I mean, with his career anyway, outside of the ring, I don't know. But with his career, he seems to be very calculated and very smart with his boxing career. So, I mean, if this is a something that he's looking to entertain, I mean, why not? Like I said, it can only make him more dangerous. If he starts to put his punches, a punch output like David's, man, this is getting ready to get spooky out here. It's gonna get real spooky out here for some of these boys, So I don't know. We're gonna see. Now, Mr. Footloose. He is on a damn deadline, okay? They took forever to give it to him. I guess all my letters of complaint went unnoticed. I'm just joking. But Usyk and Caballero have a deadline of June 30th, okay, which has been set by the WBC. If they do not meet that deadline, it will go to purse bid, okay? Now, we know that Usyk is not afraid to drop a damn belt, you know what I'm saying, to pursue whatever avenue he wants to pursue. So we shall see. I did also see some reports saying that maybe he's planning to retire or something. I don't know. But listen, if Usyk decides to rematch Rico, he could possibly be stripped by the IBF as well, right? Because they're not a fan of this foolishness either. Now, if Usyk vacates or he gets stripped or whatever the case may be, then Caballero will likely be elevated. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. Usyk is holding people up. I wish he would just make a damn decision, but obviously we know that Turkey is the one with the pocketbook. So ultimately we will see what happens with this particular fight, but he is on a deadline. He has about 5 damn days to make a decision or it goes to purse bid. And then obviously I'll update y'all from there, but that's where we are right now with that particular situation dealing with Usyk and Caballero. Now, this slithering snake, Dana White, he has attempted to yank another one of Eddie's fighters, right? He's offered Johnny Fisher, who is a Matchroom fighter. He offered him, from what I understand, 7 times more than Matchroom could offer him. Now, Johnny was a free agent, right? But he was still in talks with Matchroom. He decided to reach out to Eddie after receiving this offer and, asked Eddie, could he meet the offer, right? Johnny's last fight was, I think, last year, Ivan Belez. I think it was back in December or something like that. This was after he got stopped by David Allen in May of last year. But he has been getting, I guess, wooed by Zuffa, offering him an astronomical amount. Eddie Hearns has flat out said, he cannot meet that amount. So we don't know what Johnny is going to do. Look, we know the games that these boys play, but I'll tell you this, right? With Turkey coming out and saying that he wants these guys to, work together and be friendly and everybody get on the same page. Dana White is not helping that situation by doing shit like this. I'm just going to flat out tell you, right? He's just not, he's not helping. He's not helping. But while we're on the subject of Zuffa and Dana White, I did see that Keith Connolly, he had some comments about the Conor Benn fight with Ryan Garcia. Now, I'm going to play this clip, but I want y'all to keep in mind that these people are completely delirious, okay?
Your understanding on Zuffa's relationship with those governing bodies, because I know they've got the IBF title on the line in Dublin in August, I believe, or September.
Yes, McKenna's fighting for the IBF. I think they're starting to work things out. I think they're thawing. I can't really talk directly on it, but I've heard the rumors that they're starting to work things out, and in boxing, I think that's a good thing, right? It's a good thing that more money's coming into the sport, more opportunities, more eyeballs, because Paramount's got 70 70 million paid subscribers. So all this is good. I don't know why there's such a war between, traditional promoters and Zuffa, and the fans are starting to back one side or the other. I think we should be embracing all the money that's coming into the sport and all the new viewership.
So here's my take on this, right? And last week I played y'all the clips of Eddie saying that they have a gag order. Well, they have a cease and desist against Zuffa Boxing and Dana White. And then Oscar De La Hoya came out and said the same thing. This fight is not likely to happen unless they have some major conversations and get some things understood. The sanctioning bodies, they do have, obviously rules and regulations in place. And if Dana White is willing to follow those rules and regulations, then that is something that can be talked about. But the venue and the platform that this boxing match will be housed on was not up for negotiation. And Oscar made that extremely clear that Ryan is a DAZN platform fighter. So that is where that fight would need to take place, not on Paramount under Zuffa Boxing. So I'm sure that that's one of the hiccups. Also, Ryan being a belt holder, we know that the sanctioning bodies aren't really rocking with Dana White and those Zuffa boys right now. So that's also a part of the hiccup. I'm not really sure why a lot of people are just running around here pretending that they can get undisputed under Zuffa, that they, for whatever reason, can call shots underneath the Zuffa umbrella over there with Dana White. Y'all have to stop letting Dana White trick y'all. He has absolutely no authority over these sanctioning bodies, and especially after the way he talked all that trash about them, I don't think that they're running on down to the warehouse where Zuffa Boxing is taking place to work with Dana White. He would have to definitely conform to what their rules and their regulations that have been in place for over 100 years. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why he thinks he can just come in here and do whatever he wants to do, but he's slowly finding out that it's going to be more difficult than he thought. Okay, so just keep that in mind when y'all run around here Zuffa happy. Okay, this was interesting to me. Teofimo Lopez versus Rolly Romero are rumored for August in a title fight. I'm not in love with this fight, but I don't totally hate it either. I have seen some clips of Teofimo Lopez lately. He's been training with Mayweather, and we just talked about Mayweather and what he got going on. But Rolly, we know that he's been getting better, and I will say this, right? And I said this after the Shakur Stevenson fight for Teofimo Lopez. If Teofimo Lopez does not get a real trainer in that corner, his father can be second chair or whatever, be the spit bucket man, whatever. But if Teofimo Lopez does not get himself a real trainer, I do not see him becoming champion again. Okay, that's no slight to Teo. He's very athletic. He needs definitely to step up his game in a number of ways, but he is athletic, so he does have that working for him. He seems semi-focused. I don't know. We'll have to just see, but for Rolly to be his first fight at 147, I don't know if that's smart. Rolly is a dangerous puncher. Like I said, he has been getting better with his technique. So I don't know. A lot of these guys, in my personal opinion, the worst thing they could have did for Rolly and Ryan is to let them get better. That is the worst thing that they could have done for these boys, because both of these boys got a pop that'll light you up. You know what I'm saying? And though some real skill technique behind it and some focus behind it, these two players could definitely be dangerous. They already dangerous. They were dangerous already with just they wild punches. You know what I'm saying? But now add some technique to that and a little bit of ring IQ. Yeah, it's gonna get spooky. So I don't know. But T.O., he's looking to get back in the ring. He's looking to move up in weight. So we'll see. His power didn't necessarily carry from 135 to 140. So I'm not sure that it'll reappear at 47. But you know what? Who knows? I guess we shall see, shall we? For a little bit of women's boxing, child, we're going to talk about this in detail in a little bit. Claressa Shields has finally, after weeks of telling us every Wednesday, child, was waiting for about a damn month of Wednesdays, but she has finally announced her next opponent, and we're going to get into that a little later. Believe me. But before I get into the upcoming fights, let me see, actually, yeah, because I think we only have Let me see. The remainder of the fights this month are obviously the one that we are all waiting for. Well, I'm waiting for June 27th, Zayas versus Jerron Boots Ennis. We know this is the main event. This is for the 154-pound titles, WBO, WBA, at the Barclays Center. This will air on DAZN for $75. I'm gonna start suing these people, and it starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Okay. On that undercard, we have Emiliano Vargas versus Bryce Mills. This is at 140. Ben Whitaker versus Richard Rivera. I think this is at 175. And then Jahad Tucker versus Yuri Sardino at 160. Juan Manuel Lopez versus Albert Motos. This is at super flyweight, and I think that's at 115. I think that's super flyweight, y'all. And then on Sunday, child, because y'all be killing me, want to know all about this mess. Zuffa card on Sunday. You watched on Paramount. We know that Edwin De Los Santos and Jose Valenzuela in their rematch. And the co-main is Omar Trinidad versus Jerwin Anciates. Now, I was not clear on the rest of that card. So, you know, sometimes they don't really have a lot of fights on their cards over there on the Zuffa. Or names that, you know, we readily know anyway. But this is the main event. This card will be premiering on Paramount. I believe it starts at around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. So if you guys are interested in that fight, you got something to watch on Sunday. Okay? A little Zuffa card for y'all, because I know y'all just love y'all Zuffa. Let me see who up in here before I get into these damn topics. Hey, all things, baby. On the money line was popping. One hitter quitter. You be having me crying. Miss Joette is in the building. I feel safer already. Head of security up in this piece. Enigma, hey, baby. How you been? What's going on? Hey, aircraft. What you laughing at? 147. Sin, why are you laughing at Floyd, baby? See, y'all terrible. Y'all terrible up in here. Oh God, Dr. Eugene, hey baby, how you doing? Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Hey Mike Rhymes, how you doing? Gallo Boosie, hey baby. Oh, thank you so much. All right, y'all, let's get into some of these topics because y'all love Rolly. It's not that I love aircraft, I'm gonna get you. It's not that I love Rolly. I just feel like y'all be disrespecting him by not saying that he's at least getting better. Y'all don't think the boy at least getting better? I mean, damn. I mean, Jesus, you can't see a difference from when he first started boxing till now. There's a slight difference, aircraft. Stop hating. What's wrong with some of y'all, man? What's wrong with some of y'all, man? Listen, ain't nobody in love with Rolly. I just think that the young man definitely deserves some props and respect for getting better. Okay? He's growing with the sport. What's wrong with that? Y'all terrible. Yeah, terrible. But let's go ahead and get into some of this stuff because, baby, it is some stuff to get into. And I just cannot wait to talk about Boots End. So let's go ahead. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is y'all little Guo and her little announcement. Okay. Let's get her right on out our way. Because this right here, I just got some questions. That's all. Mother just got a few questions. Okay. Y'all self-proclaimed GWOAT. Okay. Has obviously been banned, as we know, from MVP events. Okay, the biggest platform in women's boxing right now has cut ties with her, which may explain this fight or may not. But let me explain to y'all why I think this matters, right? MVP is the platform. They've got the ESPN deal. They've got the biggest names, the Shanika Johnsons, the Dina DeSoren, the Desley Robinson. They got my girl Tammy Tiberow over there. So if you're not in their ecosystem, you're fighting on smaller cards with lesser visible opponents, less money, bottom line, right? So Claressa, she's on the outside looking in, which, you know, some of y'all don't think matters to her, but I assure you it matters to her. Okay. She has all kind of issues. She got issues with promoters, issue with organizations, issues with other fighters, child. She got beef with every damn body. Okay. But to be fair, you know, MVP does have their own agenda. They control who gets the spotlight. And if you're not playing by their rules, then you're out. You know, this is how big companies do it. This is how it's done at the top level. You know what I'm saying? But I think that could possibly be a reason for her. For one, she took forever to announce this little tied fight. Okay. I don't know if she was trying to build some sort of anticipation, but crash and fail, sis. But let's go ahead and address this opponent, because I don't want to be disrespectful to her while I'm trying to explain my point. So her opponent, Kay Scott, is 5-1-1. Okay. 0 knockouts, right? She turned pro at 39 years old. Okay. She lost her first world title to Desley Robinson. I just talked about her. Then she fought Olivia Curry to what looked like a draw. I don't know. And then she beat Curry in the rematch to claim the belts, whatever. She is 5-1-1, 0 knockouts, and is getting in the ring with Claressa Shields. Now, on paper, this is a mismatch, a massive mismatch, right? But who else is there for her to fight? Right? She's going back down to 130. I did see that. I mean, not 130, 160. You know, she beat Savannah Marshall down there. I think Marcelia, whatever that girl's name, Marcelia Cornelia, I think she fought her at 160. But Claressa is 18-0. She has all of these championships. She's been undisputed at 160. And now she's going back down there, I guess, to try and become undisputed yet again. Right? Here's my issue. Right. And I just want y'all to follow me just for a second. This lady is 42 years old with 5-1-1. Right. But yet you call Layla Ali washed up. Right. Like she loves to call her old, old washed up fighter, whatever the case may be. It seems to me that is all you are fighting is old washed up fighters. Danielle Perkins in her 40s. You know what I'm saying? With around the same number of professional fights. Now, I'm not sure where she pulled this girl from. I've never heard of this young lady. And that's, like I said, that's no disrespect to this young lady, of course, or this old lady. I don't know what to call her, but there's no disrespect to her. It's just the point that I'm trying to make here. I'm not sure if her issues with MVP are going to do any good for her, right? Because obviously the fight with Michaela Mara never manifested. She's talked about fights with some of the other boxers that all fight under the MVP banner. But now, if you're banned from their events, I'm not sure that they're going to be willing to stage any fights with you. And let's be clear, Jake Paul has 90% of female boxers under his tutelage, under his MVP banner. So I don't know if that's why, she's struggling to get opponents, and then she found this woman or whatever the case may be. But it just appears as if her reckless actions are going to cost her in the long run, right? I mean, this announcement that she tried to splat cacao on us just wasn't it. I had to go look this lady up. I'm like, who the hell is this lady? I don't know who this lady is. But she just turned pro at 39 years old. She's 42 now, 43 or something like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'll watch some film on her, but I mean, can we really say, oh my God, will Claressa really win this fight? Oh, who will win? I mean, like, come on. This is like ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? This is pure insanity at this point. I don't know if she has to kiss anyone's butt, but just be respectful, if anything. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, Jack Quinn. If she put some of that rice down, stay out of the restaurants doing mukbangs and everything else, then, she may be at a respectable weight where there's some more competition. I'm not sure why she went all the way up to 175. The competition level up there is thin to non-existent, right? And obviously we know that she will probably win this fight, of course, right? But the only thing is, I don't want her then acting like she done beat Godzilla once she wins this fight. So that's why I decided that it was important that we know who this girl is. She is 42 years old with 7 fights, 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and then she had the nerve, remember before the Shadeja Green situation, saying she didn't want to fight Shadeja Green because Shadeja Green lost to Franchon because she had a loss on her record. This girl got a loss on her record too. And she only got 7 damn fights. 7. My goodness. Listen, While this girl is going to be fighting Kay Scott, I think this is supposed to take place August 15th. Now, this is going to be taking place in Atlanta. So finally, she's coming out the city of Detroit to fight. She'll be fighting in Atlanta August 15th. MVP is putting on their own cards. You know, they have their women. They have a busy, busy month of August as well. MVP, let me see, what did I do with my MVP woman's card? Is that Lord have mercy. Anyway, this is August 8th. Okay, you have this is 1 week, I think, before Claressa's fight. Shanika Johnson defending her undisputed bantamweight against Deanna DeSorlin in the main event. And then Desi Robinson is on there. Tammy Tibereau. They're fighting for the unified title as the co-main. This is a very stacked women's card. At the end of the month, then we have, what is this one? Oh, no, that's her little tire card again. At the end of the month, we have Michaela Mayer. Okay, she's fighting in a 3-belt unification at 147. Caroline Dubois is also on that card. September 5th, we know we got the Katie Taylor in Croke Park. So MVP is definitely doing their thing. And then, you know, Claressa, she got her little fight with this lady on the 15th, if I'm not mistaken. So, well, and we can, if y'all want to, we can cover it as we get closer to that fight. But I just thought it was important to point out the fact that this girl is 42 years old after calling Layla Ali old. Okay, and she only has 7 fights. Now her amateur pedigree, I think she had like 46 wins and 25 losses or something like that in her amateur pedigree. But again, she just turned pro at 39 years old. And so, you know, do we really expect her to be faster than Claressa, more twitchy than Claressa? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to see her step it up in competition. You know, that's pretty much all I want to see is her step it up in competition. Give us a fight that at least we can consider to be 50-50. I mean, damn. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Well, Plum and Leather Bailey, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Tony, Jesus Christ. Bring the shovel, hey, baby. Yeah, this, you see what I'm saying? Like, no, you know what I think it really is, Bring the Shovel? I think that she can't find anybody else to fight her. I really truly believe that, because if y'all watched her, she had a fighter fight. I think he fought last week or the week before, right? Where they had like papoose at the commentator table. It was nonsense, pure nonsense. But her fighter fought like 2 weeks ago, and Najee asked her like, oh, you know, we're waiting on a fight announcement. She was like, I can't tell you who, I can't tell you when, I can't tell you when. Just know that it's gonna be big. So I think that she was still anticipating fighting Lauren Price. And then I think that fight fell through, so they had to kind of scramble to get somebody else to fight her, right? So I think that it's a matter of her finding people to fight her. I don't know if it's necessarily about getting a shot over somebody else. I think it's about people just not even wanting to be able to deal with her. You know what I'm saying? And then also, y'all remember, she still has to fulfill that $8 million contract. So she has to fight opponents that are going to at least draw some sort of attention. You know, and UK fan base, we know, is a great fan base. Let's be honest. The UK, they are very supportive of their boxers, you know. So that's another reason I think that she's going over the pond, or whatever the hell you want to call it, to get fights lately as well, because I really don't think anyone else is interested. Like I said, that whole situation with MVP, I don't think that is good for her. So we're going to have to see how this all pans out. But that is her fight. August 15th. It's going to be in Atlanta. And then, you know, as the fights get closer, you know, I'll bring them all back up and everything like that. Yeah. Amanda Nunes is better than a case that, listen, you won't get no complaint from me. I agree with you. And I don't even know who this damn lady is, honey. I had to look her up immediately. I was like, who the hell is this? Oh, God, I didn't tell you that, Aircraft. I didn't tell you that heifer was the GOAT. I said y'all call her the GOAT. Yeah, that's y'all GOAT. That ain't Mother GOAT. Amanda Serrano was Mother's GOAT. I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all can have her. Y'all can have her. You know what I'm talking about? Not me. No. Not Mother, honey. Compared to Amanda Serrano, baby, please. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Amanda Serrano is the real GOAT. 7 division titles, 32 knockouts, tying with Christy Martin all-time knockout record. She vacated belts to be able to fight 3-minute rounds. She fights on undercards to help out her friend Stephanie Hans, the last card, to help build up her card. That's championship character right there. Okay. Now, Claressa may still have a little bit edge on the drawing power because she fights in Detroit all the time. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, knockouts, fights, weight divisions, that's all Amanda Serrano, hands down. You know, so y'all can keep y'all quote with her 18 wins and 3 knockouts. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have her. Let me tell y'all something. First of all, don't stop trying to distract me. Aircraft. I didn't tell you that, baby. I told you before that. Hey, listen, mother don't care nothing about that child, and y'all know it. Y'all know it. Y'all. All right, now let's get into the foolishness that has been taking over us all week, y'all. Did y'all see this foolishness that was happening on the internet? Baby, if you didn't, mother here to help you. Now listen. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This has got to be the biggest story this week, right? Devin Haney versus Gervonta Tank Davis. This fight has been talked about. They said Tank's team reached out. Devin confirmed it on social media that the team reached out to him. So obviously we know that, you know, he ain't BSing. We're going to get into a little bit more details with that because I got some questions, right? First thing first, though, what weight do y'all think that this fight will happen at? Right? Because all kind of questions just started going through my mind, right? So first of all, let's start here, right? Tank said, I'm going for big nose. As y'all can see, he's using Claressa Shields' face as his picture, right? He said he's going for big nose. Let's get it on. Big nose, we know, is now Devin Haney, but we already knew that any damn way. But what weight class, right? Because Devin, we know he's the WBO welterweight champion. That's 147 pounds. Tank is the WBA lightweight. What is he now? Champion in recess. You know what I'm saying? That's 135 pounds, right? That's a 12-pound weight gap. You know what I'm saying? Tank has fought as high as 140. Yes, we know that. I think it was Mario Barrios that he fought at 140. But Tank has been basically at 135 his entire career. He's small even at 140. You know what I'm saying? Devin, he hopscotched through 140 and now he's at 147. He's just a naturally bigger guy, right? So what weight do y'all think they meet at? Okay, so follow me, y'all. Here are my options, right? This is what I've been thinking about. Oh my God, the whole time. So I was thinking maybe 140, right? Junior welterweight, the most logical catch weight, you know, Devin is coming from 147, Tank is coming from 135, somewhere in the middle, maybe, I don't know, like 144, something like that. I don't know, right? I definitely don't think the Tank is going to Devin's 147. That would just be absolutely ridiculous, right? And then, you know, not to mention Bill begging ass, but we're gonna get into this 50-50 split. But let's go right here, right? Tank basically is saying he want to come to 165. He said, you are not in the driver's seat. It's your dad talking about, you know, you're going to get the biggest purse of your career. You do as I say. Okay, that's what Tank said. I didn't say it, Devin. Tank said that. I'm just repeating what the brother said. Okay, now listen. Devin Haney, to me, is in a very, very interesting position, right? He is the prettiest girl at the prom, honey, and he needs to pick who he want to dance with, okay? He can dance with his mandatory Keyshawn, right? Because the WBO has officially ordered that fight, okay? They have notified both camps that Haney's mandatory title defense is due in August. TikTok, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Davis is the #1 mandatory challenger at 147 for the WBO. Okay, so is he going to take the Tank fight? That's the bigger money fight. We know they want the money. You know, the fight the fans may want to see, the fight that makes him a superstar if he wins, right? But vacate or risk getting stripped of his WBO belt, right? Boom. Does he honor the mandatory, like I said, with Keyshawn? That's a dangerous fight, right? Keyshawn ain't no slouch, right? A fight that would help him keep the belt. And a fight that generates maybe a third of the money that Tank fights would generate, right? But let me tell y'all something about Keyshawn Davis. This man, like I said, he is not a walk in the park. Keyshawn is an Olympic medalist. I think he's silver, right? Yeah, he's a silver medalist. He's got skills. He got a little pop behind his punches, and he's been calling Devin out for months, right? And then boom, he's got the mandatory. Or does he fight Shakur Stevenson. Devin just in a whole whirlwind of people just want to fight Devin, huh? He is in demand, y'all. Do y'all think Devin in demand? Listen, we've seen fighters vacate belts for big fights, right? We've seen fighters get stripped, Richards and Hitchens. We've seen sanctioning bodies make exceptions when the money is right. So the question is, who does Devin fight? Oh, I can't wait to open up I can't wait to open up the panel because I want to hear what y'all going to say. But listen, that's the first question, right? Who does Devin fight, right? And then if y'all say Tank, what weight class? Right? What do we think is a fair split for Devin? All kind of questions just running through my mind. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it when they make me just think. I love it. What is a fair split for Devin Haney? Right now, let's talk about the money, right? Because I know some of y'all love yourself some Devin Haney. Some of y'all think he is just God's gift to who the hell knows, child, and who the hell cares, because mother do not share in y'all opinion. Okay, mother don't share in y'all opinion. That's first and foremost. Hey, Thrill Hill baby, how y'all doing? Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button as y'all coming through the building. Faith, you know what? We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about all of that. Just let me paint my picture, damn it. So now listen. We're going to talk about the money, right? Because this is where the fight either lives or dies, right? What is a fair split for Devin Haney? And I know some of y'all don't think much of Devin. I ain't mad at you. But what is a fair split, right? I mean, we do know that Tank is the A side. Let's not fool ourselves in saying anything otherwise. Tank is definitely the A side. He is the bigger draw. Tank is the pay-per-view star. Okay, Tank's fight with Ryan did 1.2 million buys. You know what I'm saying? When Tank fight, people watch. Let's just keep it real. Now, Devin, he's a champion, right? He's undefeated. Sorry, I had something in my throat. He's talented, right? But his numbers are not Tank Davis numbers, right? I think the biggest numbers he had was when he fought Loma, maybe, right? That's still not Tank numbers, right? So how much does he get? Do we do 70-30? Do we do 75-25? What is fair for Devin, right? Because he is still a champion. You know what I'm saying? He is still a name in the sport. So we gotta put a little respect on his name, right? Like, what do y'all think is fair? 60-40, maybe 55-45. You know what I'm saying? What are y'all thinking? Right? Let's talk about it. What are we thinking here? Now, the one thing that I will say is pathetic and ridiculous, in my point of view, is Devin saying that Tank was broke and needed the money. I found that to be the most ridiculous and absurd thing I've ever heard in my life. But now I have another question for y'all. Bill wants 50-50 with Gervonta Tank Davis, but he was offered 50-50 with Rolly. Why he didn't take it? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You already conceding that Tank is the A side. It's still with the same company. They both PBC fighters. You know what I'm saying? So why you didn't take that 50-50 with Rolly? You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into that too, Aircraft, because I did see Ryan throw his hat in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? I did see him throw himself in the conversation, saying that he's waiting, but it's like, you waiting for what? Was he waiting for Devin to wish him a happy Father's Day, or like waiting for the contract? Because I told y'all that fight with Conor Ben is not happening. So he's looking for an opponent. I think that honestly, to me, is Devin's biggest fight. And I told Bill that last week when he was on my damn panel, that Ryan was his legacy fight and his biggest fight. But hell, if you got a Tank fight lingering, you know what I'm saying? And you clearly don't want to fight Ryan no more. We're not going to get into semantics. The man don't want to fight him. You clearly don't want to fight Ryan. Then what will you do? Oh, I can't wait to hear what y'all got to say. I can't wait. All right, let me get through the rest of this and then I'm going to open it up so we can talk. Let's now drag in Shakur, right? Because we have now the Shakur dilemma, right? Because if Devin chooses Tank, which, I mean, that's the most obvious choice, right? That's the most obvious goddamn choice. If you talking about money, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep it a buck. If Devin chooses Gervonta, which means he'll be dropping his WBO belt and he'll be going after the money fight. And that's a big fight too for the sport. I don't want to get it confused, because him fighting Tank is a big fight too, right? We wanted to see that fight when they were both at 135 and never manifested. If they have the opportunity to figure something out, I definitely would love to see that fight, right? Based on, the doghouse sparring that we saw, and we can play that too. But let's get back to Shakur. What is Shakur gonna do, right? Because now he's gonna be in a dilemma because he ain't had no fight before this. Let's be honest, that nigga ain't had no fight lined up. You know what I'm saying? This is where the chess game to me gets real interesting, because if Devin does decide to go with Tank, what will happen to the Shakur fight? Right? So for months we've been talking about Devin versus, not months, but for a while now, a couple weeks we've been talking about Devin versus Shakur, two of the guys pound for pound that people think are the best in the world. Shakur proposed 144, Devin finally accepted. Then we didn't hear anything from Shakur. Remember? Shakur was quiet for like 24 hours. So now that Devin, reveals that Tank team has reached out to him, what does Shakur do? Of course, he posted, "Oh, don't run from me, nigga," some nonsense he said. Who cares? But now you want to re-into the conversation. Before, you was acting like you was that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You was acting like, no, Devin got to do this, do that, do that. Now, Devin may be diverting his attention to Gervonta, and now you feeling left out in the cold. So listen, and naturally people jumped all over his ass, which, they're going to do anyway. But let's see what Shakur will we have left to deal with, because y'all remember Maritala said, "Nigga, please." You know what I'm saying? Shakur is the WBC champion, right? Obviously, we know he beat Teo, took all Teo's belts back in January, ain't fought since. We are now in June going into July, right? He is at 140. Devin was at 147. They were trying to make some shake at 144. Who is left for Shakur to fight? So in that 140 bracket, right, there's Ernesto Mercado. He's very dangerous, you know what I'm saying? But he doesn't really have a high name recognition. His name buzzing though, like a lot of people know who he is. So that's kind of high risk, low reward. Fine, boom. We know Gary Antoine Russell is possibly fighting Pitbull Cruz. You know what I'm saying? Richardson Hitchens, he's over there on Zuffa, not doing nothing with his life. Who knows how that will work out with the sanctioning bodies and the belts and all of that. We have O'Shaquie Foster, the man you gave your word to and said you would fight if he beat Ray Ford. Why ain't nobody talking about Shock no more? There's another, they have who's the champion over there? Dalton Smith. You know what I'm saying? The IBF is vacant, but I think Landolfo Delgado is fighting Arturo Baslavov for that. I think that's been ordered. I think I read that the other day. Yeah, I think that's been ordered. But anyway, so here is the dirty truth. None of these fighters will pay like a Tank fight. None of these fights will pay like a Tank fight. So Devin may end up taking that Tank fight. Now, how realistic this fight is, who the hell knows, right? There was paperwork sent because Devin admitted that himself. So I think there's some sort of seriousness being discussed, right? But they would have to work out all of the particulars, right? Shakur, he was offered 75-25 for the Haney fight. I think he rejected that. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, if Tank does a 75-25 with Devin, you're going to reject it. This is what you just offered another man. You know what I'm saying? But either way, Shakur seems to be on the outside looking in. Tank obviously is the biggest money fight for any of them. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if Shakur's left out in the cold, and hell, if Devin chooses Tank, so the hell is Keyshawn. But Keyshawn may be fighting. He said he would fight Brian Norman Jr. if the Devin Haney fight did not come to fruition. So, there's that. Who knows? We talked about Tank training with Jose Benavidez Sr., right? Like I said, I think that's a good thing. I think that if he can help him produce more punches faster, hell, why not? You know what I'm saying? I hate to see his relationship with Calvin Ford salted. And again, I hope that they get that together, because Calvin deserves better. If they're going to have a conversation about that, and don't come online airing out your dirty laundry. I can't stand when people do stuff like that. That really ticks me off. Handle that behind the scenes. Y'all are family, man. It's bigger than boxing. Handle that behind the scenes. Take care of whatever y'all. Don't come out sneak dissing. Neither party. I'm serious. I don't want to be entertained by that foolishness. I don't want to be bothered with none of that shit. Don't come out sneak dissing, either party. But this is interesting, right? Who are these ninjas going to fight? Now, if they just run around here getting mother blood pressure up, I'm going to have a damn fit, right? Yeah, Richardson Hitchens fight next month, but nobody don't care. Nobody don't care, FaZe. Nobody don't care about Richardson Hitchens' little fight. He on a Berlanga card. I know, baby. I know. I'm just saying that he ain't doing nothing else. That's a bigger fight for him than who he about to fight. Let's see. I like Shaq, but Shakur gonna beat the S out of him. See, aircraft carrier. When y'all use language like that associated with Shakur's name, it can confuse the general public, right? So when you say things like Shakur gonna beat the shit out of somebody, that's confusing to people that watch boxing, right? Because when is the last time that Shakur beat the ish out of anybody? Okay, so you have to use verbiage that is aligned with who he is as a boxer. So you can say he's gonna outpoint the ish out of somebody, and then we'll know you're talking about Shakur. But when you say beat the ish, then like we get confused, like who's he talking about? What's he talking about? You know what I'm saying? So you just have to, just align your verbiage with the boxer so we don't get confused, baby. Okay. Yeah, that's a very, very scary combination. I like it. A lot of people, I guess, because his history with Calvin Ford and they didn't want him to leave Calvin Ford. But if he's working with David Benavidez Sr., I keep calling that man David Benavidez, Jose Benavidez Sr. If he's working with him and he can train Tank to throw punches like David Benavidez, Tank already got the IQ. He already got the power. Man, please, that man will be unstoppable. Are you kidding me? He will be 100% unstoppable. And listen, what's going on, SBG Mello? How you doing, baby? Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button as y'all come into the building. Y'all make sure y'all are supporting the channel so we can continue to grow. We're on the road to 1,700. I could not have done this without y'all. So if y'all are not subscribed, please make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all keep y'all notifications on. I know mother be popping out like I'm in the witness protection program sometimes. That's just because my work schedule has been crazy. I'm trying to get back to us some more normalcy so we can have the crowd that we normally have because it's a little light today. I don't know what's happening. But y'all make sure y'all smash the like button. If y'all are not subscribed, please make sure y'all subscribe. Please make sure y'all are contributing and donating to the channel so we can continue to grow. Now, back to my rant. And I'm so excited. It's ridiculous. I want to know what y'all think when I open up this panel. I want to know, first of all, which fight do y'all think Devin should take? I know all you belt lovers, all you little trinket lovers, y'all have a decision to make, right? So which fight do y'all think Devin should take? If he decides to go with Gervonta, what weight? And what do y'all think is a dignified, fair split for Haney? Okay, we're going to be honest and we're going to be fair. We got to get a boy something now. We can't just give him, a toothpick and a sandwich. We got to get a boy something. So we have to be honest and it needs to be fair. So y'all, come on. What do y'all think is a fair split for a Gervonta Tank Davis and Devin Haney fight if that fight manifests? What do y'all think is a fair split? I want y'all honest opinion. Y'all don't come up here talking about nothing. Y'all don't want to hear. y'all don't come up here talking about nothing's fair or none of that crap because we're not going to do that to them. Okay, we're going to give Devin what he rightfully deserves. All right. As a matter of fact, before we get into this last topic, because we're going to do Boots Ennis and I'm going to play some clips. I'm going to open it up. And then we can just go over the fight because I am excited about this fight. I don't know about y'all, baby, but mother cannot wait for this fight. I played some little snippets. I made like this little thing off of something I seen on their IGs earlier. Let me play it again for some of y'all.
I'm going to ask you some names. I need to know, does easy work pop in your mind or a challenging fight? Xander.
Easy work.
Charlo.
Easy work.
Fendora.
Easy work.
Errol Spence.
Easy work.
Devin Haney.
Easy work.
Terrence Bud Crawford.
Easy work.
You're only undefeated until you're not. There can only be one king. Two princes, two perfect records, one unified title. Which prince will be crowned king? June 27th. Watch only on DAZN.
He is a flat-footed fighter. He likes to come forward. He's not like he's going to be changing all the angles in the world, and he's flat.
I feel like he just be saying anything. I feel like he get in front of the camera and don't know what to say and just start saying anything. But if he think they let him think that, that's cool.
This is my toughest test, and I'm gonna go out and do what I do best. I'm here to take over.
As soon as the bell start, I feel like he gonna see like this guy is a lot better and a lot sharper and a lot faster, a lot wiser than what I thought. It's gonna be already too late.
The same thing that everybody else realizes when they step in the ring with me.
Saturday night, he gonna see for himself firsthand.
Yeah, God damn it. Yeah, boy, we here. We here. We are 2 days away. Yes, honey. Saturday, June 27th. Oh my God. One of the biggest fights of 2026, in my personal opinion. Jerron Boots Ennis versus Zayas at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, baby. Yes. Now, listen, we're going to do the tail of the tape, okay? Because we're going to give them their credit. I told you I will be no Xander slander. All right? We're not doing Xander slander. Y'all can come up with a good way for him to win. A good way for Xander to win. Hey, Nigerian Nightmare, baby. How you doing? Hey, Juice, sweetheart. Y'all make sure y'all smashing my like button as y'all come up through the building, y'all. Also, let's see. Okay. Now, let's do what we got to do for these boys. Y'all need me to move the bottom banner? Just let me know. Hold on, let me see. I'll move it if I need to. Anything important down there? Okay, yeah. All right. So, here we go. Xander Zayas is 23-0, 13 knockouts. He is the unified WBO and WBA junior middleweight champion at 154. Puerto Rico, stand up. Okay. He's been on a path of destruction. His path to unification has been, I'll give him his flowers. He's done his thing. He's I think he's top. He's still top ranked? No, I think it's Abdullah now, top ranked youngest champion. Behave. Stop it. Stop it. But anyway, like I was saying, Boots 35-0, 31 knockouts. He's the former unified welterweight champion, moving up from 147 to 154. He has one fight at 154 already. Remember Lima, and then he gave him a sandwich after he whooped him out. Y'all remember that, right? He is one of the most talented fighters in the sport. Y'all argue with y'all mamas. I don't care. He has power in both hands, 31 knockouts and 35 fights. I mean, come on. What is that? 88% knockout ratio? That is elite power. Okay, this is a good matchup. I know a lot of y'all may not think so. Xander's 23, Boots is 28. They're both 5'10. Their reach is about the same. Now, obviously, Boots is punching with that 88% knockout. So, King of KO, the great baby, I want y'all to behave tonight, okay? Y'all have to behave. Y'all have to behave. Lord have mercy. Anyway, okay. Both of their paths to victory, y'all. What do we think? This is a good matchup. Two undefeated fighters in their prime, fighting each other. Nobody's ducking. No strategic opponent selection lingering. You know what I'm saying? No warm-up fights. Just the best fighting the best, or good at least. Okay. Xander can win. I listen. I'm gonna give the boy a chance. Okay, because I want to see a good damn fight. I think Xander has a chance to win. Now, I know you can't help it. That's why I say y'all gotta. I'm gonna ignore y'all anyway. Listen, I'm gonna give Xander some chances, and y'all let me know if y'all agree or disagree. He could use his jab, right? He has a really good jab, right? He's long, he's physical. He can control the distance with that jab, right? Boots this is only his second fight at 154. Xander would need to establish right away that he's the bigger man from round one. He got to establish something. Jabs to the body, to the head, try to keep Boots at range. Don't let Boots get inside where his power is the most dangerous, right? He can do a lot of body work, right? He needs to go to the body early. If Xander invests in the body in the first couple of rounds, by the later rounds, Boots, he might feel it. His legs may start to get heavy. Maybe his power will fade. I'm guessing. I don't know. Let's see. He can't get reckless, right? He cannot get reckless. His biggest risk is going to be getting caught, right? Boots does have that one punch knockout power. All it takes is one good shot. So Xander cannot afford to get into a firefight with Jerron Boots Ennis. Okay. He needs to be disciplined. He needs to stay behind his jab, and he needs to try to break Boots down systematically. Right. If Xander gets like I don't know, a shutout, right? Then he's playing Boots's game. And Boots' game ends with somebody on the canvas. So, Xander, he can win by decision. I think he'll have to dominate early if he can, go to the body early, if he can avoid taking really clean, big shots from Boots. Those are ways that I feel like Xander may have a successful ending, right? If you want to call it that, a successful ending. Boots by Brutal K. Okay. You know what? Y'all just don't get this baby no chance. SBG Mello. I'm not even going to tell you to behave because I don't even know why I tell y'all don't listen. Now, we know how Boots can win, right? Get inside. Boots' power is most dangerous when he's close. Xander's going to want to keep this fight at a distance, like I said, with his jab. Boots needs to get past that jab. He needs to get inside and work, right? He needs to do body shots too. He needs to do hooks, uppercuts. He needs to make Xander uncomfortable, right? He can't afford to let Xander establish his rhythm either, right? He has hand speed. Boots is faster than Xander. I believe that, right? That's just a fact. Boots' hand speed is elite. Some of the fastest hands in boxing, something, right? He needs to use that speed to get off first, to land combinations, and to make Xander like react. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely gonna have to dictate the pace. Well, yeah. I'm just trying to give both of them their flowers. You know what I'm saying? After just doing some recon and just looking, Xander has a chance. It's not like a huge chance, but he does have a chance. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll have to see. He can definitely win by knockout, but that's another thing I want to ask y'all too, right? Xander, first of all, he has to, if he's not initiating, he has to get with it, right? Because Boots has equalizers, right? That one punch chance is everything. 31 knockouts in 35 fights. You know what I'm saying? That's what Xander needs to keep in his mind at all time. If Boots lands clean, this fight could end at any point. Zayas, obviously we know he's never been knocked out, but he's never been in there with a puncher like Boots either. So we definitely have to make sure we keep that in mind. Xander's going to have to definitely move. You know what I'm saying? You pick his punches wisely. We'll see. I think it should be a good fight though. I do have Boots winning by late stoppage, late round stoppage. Now, that's another question I have for y'all. Do y'all think that in order for Jaron Boots Ennis to get his credit, he has to knock Xander out, or does he just have to dominate? And if it goes the full 12, does he have to pitch a shutout? In order for the boxing world to give him his credit, because we all know how some of y'all give it up. Y'all just hate to give a man credit for any damn thing that he does. So what do y'all think he would need to do in order to get the respect, I'll say, of the fans? What do y'all think? What's going on, Dr. Eugene, baby?
Real fast, can we just have you go through how Xander can win? You just said you went through how
I
he
just
can
told
win.
you.
That's what I'm saying. You went through how he can win. But I'm saying, can you go through how he can win actually realistically? Like, yo, if he
don't do that. Don't do that.
If he hit with the jab, and then like, yo, look at this fight. Look at this fight, and he need to copy this fight and use this same game plan. Can you actually break it down like that?
No, because there's no fight that he's had against anybody like Boots in order for me to replicate and say, oh, go to this particular fighter and copy this style or mimic this particular style. What I'm basically saying is some of the things that he can do that would give him a better chance of winning.
That's what
y'all
I'm
just
saying.
Up here like the boy going in there to lay down. I just don't believe that to be true.
We going based on what you just said just now. You said there really is no blueprint for fighting this guy. What I'm saying is, even if you say not fighting just him, just winning, period, like, yo, his best bet is to throw the uppercut. And this is the fight where he threw a lot of uppercuts. If he can replicate throwing the uppercut like he did versus so-and-so, then he will probably win. Can you say that?
I also just said he hasn't been in there with anybody like Boots. So that's going to be hard to do. Like, how do you train for a Tank Davis? He's never been beaten. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be difficult.
I'm not saying Boots. I'm saying like for example, like I just gave you, if there's a certain punch that Boots can be acceptable to getting hit with, okay, the overhand right. When he fought so-and-so, he threw a lot of overhand rights. That's going to be the key to victory.
Yeah, but a lot of people think that Boots gets hit a lot anyway.
So that would be easy. So what's a punch that you think he can get clipped with that Xander done thrown already?
Well, the punches that people don't see a lot, maybe an uppercut. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he would have to work behind his jab if he can, because if he lets Boots get inside, then it's going to be a problem. Jabs to the body, jabs to the head, keep Boots at range. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help the boys survive, Dr. Eugene.
I'm saying, look, you talking as a boxer, so you can't be biased, but technically you can be, because a lot of channels are biased. But all I'm saying is, based on what you just now said, let's keep it realistic. You said jabs, and jabs to the body. Cool.
Jabs, uppercuts, yes. Try to slow him down. Take a lot of shots to the body.
What's a fight?
That Xander has done that in? That he did a lot of uppercuts, a lot of jabs to the body?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
I'm trying to think. I don't know, against a Bass. Let me see where he won his title. That was against, what was that boy name?
Perez.
Yeah, against Perez. He just has to stay focused, man. He has to. Listen.
I think he did throw a couple uppercuts in that fight.
Yeah. See, so
he would have to replicate that fight in order to win. But what
I would say that, or the fight with maybe what was it who did he beat? George Garcia. What was that? Garcia? Maybe I don't know.
That's the Perez dude.
Okay, yeah. So that one maybe like I can't pronounce a lot of the Sosa kid. Yeah, a lot. He goes to the body. He's good at going to the body. I'll say that about Xander. He's good at going to the body. So if he goes to the body early, try to establish some sort of dominance. You know what I'm saying? He may have a pretty good chance. I don't want to make it seem like he's just going to go in there and get completely steamrolled, because I don't believe that to be true. I think there's a path to victory for both of them. And so realistically, yeah, if he moves, if he keeps his head on the swivel, doesn't take a lot of clean shots, you know what I'm saying, tries to go to Boots' body, try and put in that work early, you know what I'm saying, then maybe by the later rounds it'll start to pay off. Now, keep in mind, Xander does tend to fade the later half of the fight, so he's gonna need to put that work in early if he's gonna have any success with even lasting to the end of the fight. Because if he starts to slow down, we've heard that Boots is extremely accurate. If he starts to slow down and Boots starts to catch him clean, it can be an early night, like I said, a stoppage. Bring the shovel, baby.
Well, we just being realistic.
But what are you then, Dr. Eugene? What do you see? You don't see him with any path to victory in this fight?
Stevie Wonder, yo. I don't see none of that shit.
I'm gonna talk to myself. Dr. Eugene, I can't hear you, baby.
Stevie Wonder, I don't see none of that shit.
I can't hear you, baby. Go out and come back in, because I can't. Can y'all hear him? I can't hear him.
Hold up.
Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear Dr. Eugene, because I couldn't hear him. Oh my goodness. See, and now you up here acting a fool. You see? Now you up here acting a damn fool. Jesus Christ. Oh, you could hear him bring the shovel? I couldn't hear him. I wonder what the hell. Okay, he back. Hold on.
All right.
Okay, Dr. Eugene.
Can you hear me? No.
I don't know why I cannot hear you. Maybe is it me, Chad?
Yes, because look, you see my thing vibrating, that means I'm talking.
I can't hear him. Hold on, let me see. One second.
You gotta
y'all.
leave and come back. Moonwalk it. Well, like, hey, let me talk about it real fast while she gone. You're gonna come back like, I heard that. Hey, yo, that's what I'm saying. His game plan is hoping. Like, I'm hoping this will happen. I'm hoping that'll happen.
Dr. Eugene?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can't hear a damn word he's saying. Is it me?
Yeah, it's you, yo. Cause my thing vibrating.
Miss Joette, no, I'm serious. I can't hear him. I don't know what's happening. Can y'all hold on a second, y'all?
That's like when Bill Haney came up here.
Hello?
Yeah.
I can hear you. I can hear you now. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Good. Whew. See, you're a Christian woman, so you ain't hear nothing of bad stuff I've been saying about you this whole time.
Oh my goodness, Dr. Eugene.
But
okay, no. Talk to me. So you don't see any path to victory for Xander? Really?
So the path that you had is a real narrow path. And you said, we're going on based on what you just now said. You just said if he take it to his body, which TD then already mentioned multiple times that for some reason he stopped going to the body, but he was real successful when he went to the body. And he stopped like the last 3 fights. He didn't stop going to the body like that. So that don't look good. On top of that, you also said if you go to the body early and he gets Boots tired, however, he be getting winded in the second half. So if he get winded in the second half and he think he gonna take it to Boots' body and make Boots tired, the motherfucker who stands up in between rounds. Come on, y'all. Come on now.
Okay, so first of all,
we just been realistic. We're not hating on him.
Yes, we're being realistic. No, because there will be no Xander slander. But I feel like I feel like maybe you're not being realistic, right? Because you're basically saying that Xander just going to go in there and lay down for Boots. And I just don't, I'm sorry, I just don't see it that way. I do see Boots winning, but I do think that Xander is going in there to fight. I don't think that he's going in there to lay down at all. And I do feel like, a smart team anyway would be at least watching some sort of film on Jerron Boots. And Xander has said that he's seen a lot of mistakes that he can capitalize on. Whether those are true or not, I don't know. We won't know until Saturday. But he clearly stop it. He clearly said that he sees some. He clearly said that he sees some flaws in Boots' game, and he feels that he can capitalize on some of those flaws. Now, listen, whether or not those things are true, we do not know. We will not know until Saturday. I'm telling you what the man said. Okay, he also said that Boots is flat-footed. Okay, so that's just what we're gonna go with. Now, listen, I'm gonna play some of their clips on Ariel Helwani, and then y'all can tell me what y'all think. Jesus, Dr. Eugene, get a boy a chance.
Before you play that, can you play the one clip? I think it might have been Showbiz. He was like, yo, they showed Boots knocking the dude Lima out. And he was like, yo, see that? He just be switching for no reason.
Oh, yeah. I did. And he is a switcher.
He knocked him out in under 2 minutes. And he told, see that? He just be switching for no reason. Like, that's your complaint? You better calm that shit down, yo.
Eugene, stop it. We're going to give the boy a chance. There's no Xander slander allowed on this channel for the duration until we come back here Saturday after the fight. Then y'all do what the hell y'all want to do.
The thing is, I'm just being truthful. I'm not hating on it. I'm just being truthful. He can only he can win by 2 ways, and those 2 ways aren't going to be a win. He can win by either running and doing like Karen, which as you can see, that hasn't been a winning game plan for Karen. So why would it be a winning game plan for you who move less than how Karen moved? Karen can actually take his head off of the line. He can't take that biggest head off the line.
Don't do that. And I'm gonna play these clips.
His feet is not faster than Karen's, so he can't run. So he has to go in there and just take it to him. And if you think that he's gonna take it to Boots with the power he has versus the power Boots has, good night, yo. That's all I'm saying, yo.
I want a nice competitive fight. So we're going to speak about this fight as if it's going to be competitive.
The longest time it was Boots against Virgil. Virgil has the issues. Were you the one that said, hey, let's try to swoop in here and take this fight away, or did they come to you once that was falling apart?
Well, obviously, we were looking for other fights. Josh Kelly was one of them. That fight never came. We never got answers from his team. And then we found out that the fight with Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis was falling apart. So I contacted Top Rank and I told them that I wanted to fight. I wanted that fight, and they came back with the offer, and here we are.
What was their reaction when you told them this?
I mean,
like, was there any part of them being like, hey, let's wait a little bit? You're 23?
No, I don't think so. They sent the offer right away.
They didn't try to convince you otherwise?
No, they didn't try to convince me at all. Okay,
because that's been a narrative here. Oh, you're so young.
No, they didn't try to convince me at all, and there was no convincing to do. This is what I wanted to do. They knew that this is what I wanted, and they're like, let's do it.
Why did you want it now?
Because why not now? I feel like everybody's so afraid to put in their record on the line or to put their belts on the line. I'm considered the best. Like, I want to consider myself the best in the sport. I got to fight the best. I got to beat the best. And to do that is the way to do it. So Boots Ennis is one of the biggest names in the division right now. So why not now?
Come on, yo. Come on, man. How you can't clap for a nigga like that, yo? That's real balls right there, B. That's straight real balls right there. But then, he also said this, a little hate.
Aspect of the game. His boxing skills is very, very flat-footed. He likes to fight in the inside, likes to take a lot of damage. I mean, there's a lot of flaws in his games that maybe casual fans don't see, but I do see. But he's a good fighter.
I've heard you say Boots is flat-footed as well.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is flat-footed. I mean, he knows it.
He does?
I feel like he does. I mean,
I'm going to ask him tomorrow. He'll be here tomorrow.
Ask him.
What do you think he says when I ask him that?
He might say
he's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I am flat-footed.
No, I don't think so. I think he'll say I have better footwear than he does.
Yeah.
I bet he'll say that.
You think so?
No.
Well, you already said you think he got better footwork and so on and so forth. But now let's listen to what. First of all, do we appreciate Xander? You know what I'm saying? Because he basically was saying, I want to prove that I am the best. So to be the best, I have to fight the best. He's acknowledging that Jaron Boots Ennis is one of the best at 154 pounds. Can we at least just give him his kudos for accepting and wanting this fight, Dr. Eugene? Oh, my God. Oh.
Boots had, 35, 36 fights, and he don't get no credit for making none of them fights?
Well, that was another question that I asked you guys. Remember, I said, what does he need to do? How does he need to win in order to gain the boxing community's respect? Because obviously, a lot of people are saying he's not fighting anybody. A lot of people don't think mute yourself, Enigma. A lot of people don't think much of, Xander anyway. So how does he need to win in order to satisfy y'all, the boxing community? Because he already got my stamp of approval. I love me some Boots. But there's a lot of people who are critical of his resume and his career. So what fashion does he need to win in order to gain y'all respect?
He's not. That's the thing. If you don't like Boots by now, you're just not going to like him. That's just a fact.
Can I say something?
Go ahead. Hey, Enigma, baby. How you doing?
What's going on, Mama? How you? I think I think Boots wins this fight, but I don't think he wins it as easy as people think he will.
Thank you.
Because Xander is a better boxer than people think. He's a better boxer, I believe, than Karen Chukadasian. I also agree with what Teddy Atlas said when he said that people are really basing Boots on what they believe he could be, just as much as with the eye test and what they've seen of him. Because Boots he been beating motherfuckers' ass. Boots is a bad motherfucker. Don't get me wrong, but Xander cannot be overlooked, man. And the crazy part about it is Boots has 125 professional rounds. Xander Zayas has 124 professional rounds. So he's definitely ready. He's definitely ready for the fight. I mean, Boots has more in his toolbox, I believe. Being able to switch and hit from different angles and throw hella punches, but Xander uses angles as well. Like, it's not going to be an easy fight. I believe Xander's going to come in there and he's going to test Boots harder than anybody that Boots has fought this far. But I believe Boots wins the fight.
Champion. That's what I would
exactly.
From a unified champion.
I believe Boots wins this fight.
Can I ask a quick question before he passed the mic?
Go ahead, shoot the shit.
So you said it's gonna be a tough fight. What are the two attributes that you think will make this fight a real good fight that Xander has?
That Xander has?
Yeah, what are his top two attributes that would make this a tough fight?
One, Xander has a good ring IQ. The boy can box, man. And he uses his fucking legs, man. And he's been 12 rounds, way more than Boots. You made the point. I believe it was you who made the point because Boots goes to the corner, he stands up, and he doesn't sit down. Boots has never been the distance because he knocks everybody the fuck out. He get him up out of there. And I'm not saying there's anything bad about that. I mean, that shit's dope. They get in there, he knocks people the fuck out. He get rid of motherfuckers.
Read the comments, the second to last comment. Based on what you just said, read the second to last comment. You said he can move.
Yeah.
They said differently.
Who said different?
Right there. They both went 12 rounds. Abbas went 12 rounds. I mean, I'm sorry. Xander went 12 rounds with Abbas and Perez. And Boots went 12 rounds with Karen.
Hey, so Brian.
Oh yeah, he did. Right. He did go 12.
Hey, we fight all night. What you talking about, Zuffa segment, baby? I talked slightly about them. If you need me to review it, I can. But we already talked about them. They trash.
How many 12-round fights has Boo had?
Boots?
You said Boots?
Yeah, how many 12-round fights has he had? How many times has he went the distance?
I think 7. And out of 7, he only went the distance 2 times in his whole career.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Shelton. What is that? Y'all
who's in the background?
Mr.
Somebody watching a documentary or some shit?
I don't know. Mr. Shelton.
I see somebody says Xander is really slow. Xander has pretty good hand speed. He got pretty good speed. He ain't as fast as Boots though.
No, he's nowhere near as fast as Boots.
He ain't nowhere near as fast as Boots, but he ain't
slow. But here's the thing, right? She asked the question. She said, what does Xander have to do? What does Boots have to do to get credit for this victory? I'm going to tell you like this.
Just whoop his ass. That's all he got to do.
If it's not Crawford, he ain't going to get no credit. Because they're going to find something wrong with this guy. And they're going to find something wrong with the next guy. And they're going to find something wrong with the next guy. They're going to keep saying this dude ain't fighting nobody. If he go in here and he gets Xander out of there in 3-4 rounds, they're going to say Xander was too young and Xander wasn't ready and this, that, and the third. We've seen this before.
No.
You act like we never seen this shit before.
Listen, it don't matter what you see. It don't matter what motherfuckers say. The bottom line is this, bro. Xander Zayas is a fucking unified champion. Like Roy Jones said when he was on a pod with motherfucking Andre Ward. Ain't no such thing as he's not ready.
And nobody don't respect. I've been listening to y'all all week. I haven't been on the panel, but I've been listening to y'all all week. Don't nobody respect the dude, the Spanish dude that he beat for the title, the WBO title, and don't nobody respect the Boss Baru. So he ain't gonna get no respect for beating this guy. If he don't beat Boots, y'all gonna say he didn't beat nobody to get them titles. Because that's what y'all been saying all week.
Who been saying that? Who been saying that, Mr.
On the panels. Over on Cam James, on a lot of panels.
You're lying.
That dude ain't shit. That dude ain't shit.
Mr. Shelton, you're lying. Everybody on this panel has not been saying that. You're not telling me because I haven't been on here and I haven't said that not one time.
You're not the only person I heard, bro. It's not just you.
You said everybody on this panel. I'm on the panel.
I said everybody on panels all over, not just here. I'll be all over.
Okay.
And they all saying the same thing. Nobody respects the other guy, and nobody respects Abbas Baru.
All right, so basically you're saying he's not going to get no credit. Kish, what's up, baby? How you doing? How you doing, love? All right, so listen. Okay, let's move around. Juke, go ahead, baby, and then I'm gonna play the clip of. First, let me play Boots' clip of when he was in the studio.
I don't know. I can't really say. Is he the thing at the end? Like, obviously the 2 belts are big, but like in a perfect world, you win on Saturday and then you fight him.
I mean, after I'm victorious this Saturday, you know, we're not looking past the end at all. But after I'm victorious this Saturday and I bring back home these 2 belts, it's, you know, undisputed. Yeah. Undisputed. If I can get these, you know, the next champion in the ring or whatever, whether it's, you know, Fundora, Kelly, or it could be Ortiz, you know, just my goal right now is to clean out this whole division, you know, one by one.
I heard you say that you probably wish that you would have moved up to 54 earlier. Yeah. And so why did you stay at 47 for so long? Was it because you had the belts? Was it because you were comfortable there? Why put your body through that for so long?
I mean, that's the sacrifice that you do. You know, when you're a champion and you want to be great and you want to take over, whatever division you at. My goal was to be undisputed at 147, and once I figured out that they was playing around and these guys didn't want to fight and things like that, I'm like, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and, I'm glad I was able to become, unified and lineal champ. I beat Stan Jonas, got the WBA in the Ring magazine. I was glad I was able to do that, and but yeah, I was like, it's time to go because I can't keep playing around, waiting around this week. I'm getting older, know, and it's gonna get harder. And I feel like I moved up at the right time, but I probably should have been moved up though firsthand.
For me, it's interesting you say solid fighter, good skills, like not great, not excellent, like just sort of middle of the road. Is that fair?
Yeah,
that's what you think.
He's solid. Solid fighter. Yeah.
As far as him versus Ortiz, like who was the tougher test in your opinion? Who got you? All right, this is going to be a tough one for me. Who did you feel was going to bring it more?
Who was going to bring it more?
Yeah, like Ortiz or him.
I mean, Ortiz is a pressure fighter, so Ortiz is going to bring it more. Skill wise, I think Xander might be a little bit better because he can do a little bit more. Xander, you know what you're getting from Virgil, right? Just straightforward. And Xander, Xander can box a little bit and he'll come forward sometimes. It depends, but when he get in front of me, all that gonna change for sure.
I feel like you may not acknowledge this, but I feel like there's a bit of a chip on your shoulder, and I feel like I think I saw that in the Lima fight. Yeah, because I think you didn't like how some people were talking. We saw a little bit of Stanionis.
I'm not playing. I'm at a new weight division. I feel tremendous. I'm not playing with these guys. These guys want to say this and say that. They gonna see firsthand. That's why I say I hear the stuff they be saying. I don't pay no mind, but I'm gonna make everybody eat every last one of the words that they saying. We're gonna have some fun Saturday night. I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna show the world while I'm the bus and take them belts on back home to Philadelphia with me.
He told us that he feels like you're trying to bully him. Is that a tactic?
I'm trying to bully him?
Yeah. Like you're trying, like your vibe, your presence. That's what he said.
Yo, this is me all day, every day. Like this, I ain't trying to bully nobody. I'm here to take them belts from me, and that's what I'm going to do.
You don't try to like big brother him?
No.
That's not a tactic. So what does he feel?
No, I don't. He must be in his own head because I don't know what he talking about.
So when you hear this stuff, does it give you confidence? Like, oh, if he's in his own head, I'm already beating this guy. Okay, all right, all right. Well, I'm looking forward to it, man.
So listen, y'all. I just want to say, first of all, hold on. Let me grab this super chat. JB Smooth. Thank you so much for the $5 in the super chat. They're already getting the weight narrative out there. Even DAZN announced making commencement. Go back to what Sergio said about weight at the PBC. You see what I'm saying? It's nasty business out here in these streets. But go ahead, Jupe. It's on you, and then we go to you, JB. Shout out, JB. Welcome to the channel too, baby. Make sure you go ahead and sub up. Make sure you smash the like button. Jupe, it's on you, baby. You on mute, Jupe. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with Jupe, but go ahead, JB. It's on you. Y'all can hear me, right?
Hey, what's going on, Jack Queen? Salute to the family.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. What's up? What you got for us, baby?
Yeah, just got to. Are you ready? Hello? Yeah, just got through watching the press conference, man. One thing I did notice in this press conference today, man, Zayas, man, his face looked real drawn up, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens in the weigh-in tomorrow. I heard he missed the fighters meeting, so he's probably trying to, get down to that 154. He's probably having a hard time losing those last couple of pounds, and we'll see how that plays out on fight night. It might not play out too bad for him, being the fact that he's young, 23 years old. When you're younger, you're able to shed that weight and you're able to put on a good performance fight night. We've seen that with Devin Haney when he was at 135, when he was looking horrible in a lot of those weigh-ins and press conference, but he was able to perform on fight night. Maybe that'll be the case for Zayas, but that's one thing I did take away from this press conference, man. His face looked drawn. He looked like he is struggling to make 154. And win, lose, or draw, I think this might be his last fight at 154. He probably needs to move up to 160.
I agree.
Oh, wow. Okay. Damn. All right.
I agree with that 100%.
That's very
Yeah.
interesting.
I don't know if y'all seen the press conference. I just got through watching it. Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed when I watched it.
I'm actually
I was watching it.
I'll put it on, actually. I'm gonna put that on for us. Go ahead, Juke. What's up, baby? While I queue up this press conference.
Oh, hey, how y'all doing? Hey, Jab.
What's going on, Drew?
What's going on? I was gonna say, I like this fight. Like, I like this fight a lot. I actually, like, I'm not gonna say Xander's like my favorite fighter in the world, but I actually think he is really good. And I think I kind of agree with some of the stuff that Boots said, like when he was comparing Ortiz and Xander. I think Ortiz is a better fighter still, but I do think that Xander is a little bit more versatile. He gets some versatility, so if like, he can come in with a game plan to kind of like come forward, he can fight him. He can fight mid range, and he can also kind of move off the back foot. So I don't know if he's as good on the back foot as Kieran is, but I also know he's better mid range and on the front foot than Kieran is, right? So he has some options, and I think if I'm thinking like his path to victory, he is a bigger guy, right? He's bigger. This is his division. Boots has only fought one round at 154. He's fought one professional round at 154, not even the whole round. He's fought 1 minute and 30 seconds, right?
That dude ain't belonging there with Boots.
Yeah, maybe not, but the point is that it's still, and that guy actually came. He started one. He's the fluctuate between 154 and 160, so that was a big dude too. But either way, the point is that you cannot belong. But one thing about 154 has always had surprises. That's why the belts have not remained in anyone's hands for any extended period of time, because it's just a dangerous division. So I give him respect for I give Boots credit. I know someone was like, oh, you can't give him credit. I'm giving him credit. I'm giving him full credit. If he was to win, just like I would give Xander full credit. And I think part of the problem with boxing is the fans. The most just insufferable way. Everything is negative and it's just so insufferable. Oh my God, like. And this idea that Xander has no chance of winning, I think that's crazy to say. I just don't like. This is how upsets. This is how people get crushed with upsets, and then people leave YouTube forever because. And I'm not saying Boots is going to lose or anything, but I'm not saying I'm a Boots fan. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Boots fan. But this man is not impervious. He's not made of metal. He's flesh and blood. And if we think that Zayas can't hurt Boots, you're crazy. You're crazy if you think that. Now Boots is more likely to hurt somebody in this fight. But Zayas can definitely hurt Boots. And I just think that a lot of Boots fans, not the people like me, but like some Boots fans are the reason he don't get credit because they just trash the opponent before he even steps in there. So I think even though we want Boots to get credit, part of it is because of his fans. Like they just this person's trash. Everybody's not trash. And Xander isn't slow. He's just not as fast as Boots, but Boots has like crazy speed. That's all I want to say. But I'm looking forward to the fight, and I do think he definitely has a path to victory. Both of them do.
I agree with you 100%.
All right. So, what about some of the other questions what are some of the other questions that I posed about the Devin Haney and the Gervonta Tank Davis situation? And then I don't know if y'all saw this. I saw it and just thought that they so damn silly.
Isn't Devin supposed to be fighting Keyshawn? Wasn't that mandated? So let's look past the smoke and mirrors. All right? Quack, quack, nigga. Thank you for the belt. People be ducking, and y'all condoning champions ducking. These are y'all champions.
Tank, what's wrong? Why are you so nervous? Why are you rushing?
Kid Austin is coming.
What should I do with it?
Leave it!
The question I want to know is
that was hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious. That's some good AI by Kid Austin and his team. But
hey, let me say something.
Like Devin Haney, a guy that's more accomplished, a guy that's ranked in the top 10 of the pound for pound fighter. How is he ducking Kid Austin when he's fighting a better fighter? That's crazy.
That's what it is. And not only that,
hold on,
that nigga ducked out the fight 2 times. Kid Austin ducked out of the Shakur Stevenson fight and the JoJo Diaz joint. What the fuck? What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, hold on. Hey, yo, before we switch the subject, I just want to say something about what JB said. JB said this probably his last fight in 54. And I said it a couple lives ago, and you probably thought I was just glazing boots, like, oh, you just hating this shit. And I was telling you, he too big for the weight class. This probably his last fight. So he like, let me make it a cash out before I dip. The thing is, and I told you, I said, yo, even though people saying he wanted this fight, I'm like, cool, because he want the money. But to be honest, if he don't take this fight, the zone was in the fucking meeting with Ortiz. You think the zone not in the meeting with him? And if he come out and say, yo, I'm not fighting Boots, he gonna sit on the sideline already hard to make 54, and now he gonna sit on the sideline with no cash. So by the time he actually come back, he probably got moved to 68 and just skip 60. So
yeah, so
I mean, that's a lot of reaching. That's a lot of reaching. I don't know.
That's not reaching. Ortiz, I'm talking about Ortiz. So you tell me he's not gonna end up like Ortiz?
Oh, I'm thinking you were talking about Xander.
I'm talking about Xander. I'm saying Xander gonna end up like Ortiz if he did not fight Boots.
I know, and I'm just saying that's a reach because that's based upon so many if Canada. I think we don't know. It's based on too many we don't know. Like Top Rank just signed over there, and to say that they're gonna put Top Rank don't have that many names. To say they're gonna put one of their names on the sidelines if you didn't fight Boots. It's just don't say, and after hearing what Bob said, Bob kind of keeps it funky. He don't really got time to with the mess no more. He's like,
yeah, Bob too old to be lying.
Right? He's like, that's the fight the kid wanted. He said it's what he wanted because what Bob don't want you to have a fight. He gonna say it. He was like, well, that's what he said. Xander really wanted this fight, so we gave it to him. That's what he said. So no, I don't think, and I think I think this is what I mean. Like Boots fans kind of hurt him like saying, "Oh, it was a cash out." No, this is why Boots don't get credit. Like I don't get it. Like it's like Boots fans work like counterproductive to give him credit. I don't understand it. Like why guesstimate or why assume that this is a cash out? All this assumptions we have no factual basis for, and all it does is give us people more reason to discredit Boots. It's like I don't think folks think it. I don't know. It's like.
That is
and not only that, Juke.
Oh my God!
Not only that.
Y'all hate Boots. Do you hate Boots or something? I don't think it is.
Hey, you just said Boots don't get credit. The Boots fans.
I didn't say Boots don't get credit. I said fans like kind of like what you're saying. Your theories hurts Boots more. You're a Boots fan, but the stuff you say, they can use what you say against him. Like I don't think you're thinking about that way.
Ooh. If they don't like Boots, me saying whatever
I'm saying, it. That's okay. I know y'all. Okay, you got it. You got it.
Nobody gives a fuck about what I'm saying.
Thing is, Xander could have went. Xander could have went a different way. He didn't have to fight Boots. What is you talking about, dude? Xander didn't have to fight Boots.
And why?
What are you talking about?
He didn't. That's why this is a theory. This is a theory. He's making up a theory that ultimately discredits Boots even more. It's crazy. Why do you do that?
Yeah, you know what? I think his days was numbered at 154. You got to notice that before he took the Boots fight, he tried to get the Josh Kelly fight, another big fight. It would have been a unification. A guy, got the UK backing him and stuff like that. That fight didn't come to fruition, so he took the Boots fight. So that's going to be a big money fight. If he wins, that's good. He go to 160 and he can carry the momentum. Even if he lose, he go to 160. He's still the biggest name at 160. 160 is not a division that's really going to get him that big name like 154 will. So I think it was a calculated decision. I think he can win, but I think he is looking at it like my days are numbered at 154. Let me get the biggest fight I can get at 154. Win, lose, or draw.
Isn't Laura at 160?
I'm the biggest name at 160.
So I mean,
isn't Laura at 160?
I think that
Laura at 160, but Zayas go over there. He's bigger than Laura right now. He go to 160 even off a loss. He the bigger draw than Laura. Laura ain't never been proved to be a draw like a Zayas has in Puerto Rico.
Okay. Well, look, let's watch a little bit of this press conference because I want to see what it is that JB's talking about when he's talks about the weight of Xander because I didn't see that. This is gonna be my first time watching it with you all, so we'll watch a little bit of it now just to see what is hitting for, and let's see what's going on here. Turn the volume up. Press play. Let's listen to Eddie.
Now as the global home of boxing, incredible. Thank you to Top. Thanks, Carl, Todd, Bob. Great partners to work with. Always have been. We've got a great rivalry, which we're about to turn around on Saturday night. And thank you to Xander Zayas because he's doing what great fighters should do. Try and prove that he's the very best. And I think at 23 years old, already established as a superstar in the sport, to take this kind of risk. We need to thank him for that, and the fans need to thank him for that. So thank you to everybody over there. Over here, I was
You see, Dr. Eugene, that's all I was saying. Exactly what Eddie Hearn just said is all that I've been trying to say. You know, I just wanted to thank Xander for taking this fight because he really did not have to. I know you think he did, but he really didn't. He has options. He is the unified champion. Why take a dangerous fight? A lot of guys would have went the other way. So regardless of what, we have to make sure we're giving him his credit. You know what I'm saying? Especially because we want.
Bob Barron said it too.
Can I ask you a quick question? If you were Xander Zayas,
Right.
and you said there were other options, those other options were not big names, so he wouldn't get money. And then he going to 160, which there aren't many big names up there other than like real champions, like Laura and Carlos Adames, who already said he going up 68. So it's like, damn it, he got to start over from scratch, trying to make his name again with no big money fights that he could really make. And you say he tried to fight Josh Kelly, which is true, but Josh Kelly would match him. They wouldn't have gave him Josh Kelly without giving him boots. That's just how.
Hey.
That's what
But see, Dr. Eugene, we don't really know that, right? And the reason that I'm saying, you know, you're like a big name, which is true. But this is all on Xander. Xander is the one taking all the risk here. He's putting 2 belts on the line. Boots has 0. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's kind of like, yeah, Boots is a big name, but he could have also tried to get with Fundora. He could have also tried one of the other champions. You know what I'm saying? Fundora's available.
Right.
Jad, he tried to get with
one at a time,
Fundora.
y'all. One at a time. Huh?
He tried to get with Fundora. I said he tried to make a fight with Fundora. He tried to make a fight with Virgil Ortiz. Neither of those fights went through for him.
That's what I told him.
remember the Virgil Ortiz.
Right.
I remember the Virgil Ortiz situation, but I don't remember the
I don't remember Fundora. Yeah. But that proves that he's not adverse to
Well, he was
this.
number 1 in the WBO for Fundora's belt. He tried to make that fight happen. Fundora dropped the WBO belt in a fight with Tim Zoo.
Yep.
The PBC ain't never been fond of the WBO belt. They go back to the Earl Spence situation. They ain't never been big on the WBO belt. So they said, man, drop that belt, man. We got a big in-house fight with you with Tim Zoo. A rematch. The first fight was Fight of the Year candidate. Let's make it happen. So he dropped the belt. So I don't think that Fundora fight was on the table for him. The Josh Kelly fight was on the table, but Josh Kelly wanted him to come to the UK. And Zayas wanted the fight to be in Puerto Rico. Zayas was willing to compromise and had a fight in New York. Kelly didn't want that to happen. He wanted him to come to New York. Come to the UK and fight him in front of 40,000, which was kind of crazy because Kelly ain't shown himself to be that type of draw. He ain't shown himself to be a draw like a Ben over there or AJ over there. He ain't shown himself to be that type of draw, but that's what he was saying. That's what really killed that fight.
I
But
think
the thing is,
Even with Virgil. Virgil ain't want to go to Puerto Rico.
At the end of the day, everything y'all just said just proves that Xander is not risk adverse. That proves right there he's not risk adverse. No matter what, because the 154 is very hard to find easy fights anyway. He's not risk adverse. I don't know why they keep milking this theory that we have no factual basis to go on. He's not risk adverse. He volunteered for the fight. He didn't have to take it. His own promoter, Bob Barron, said he didn't have to take it. I don't know. We got to keep. I don't know why. I don't know if the goal here is to like just really discredit Boots right now, inadvertently. But that's what I don't understand. I don't understand why we even have this conversation.
Yeah, he didn't have to take a fight. You're right. He didn't have to take a fight. He could have had another fight at 154. It just wouldn't have paid him what he gonna get paid to fight.
All right, guys. So let's.
He could have had that fight when he was at 160. But if he's looking at trying to get the bag before you go up to another weight class that really don't have no big names, you probably go that route.
About Sugar Ray Leonard, Ernst, Hagler. Well, this is one of those guys. What you're about to see on Saturday night is one of the greatest performances from an American fighter that I think you've ever witnessed. I cannot tell you the.
Hey, your thing breaking up.
Yep. Yeah, it was an interesting press conference though, man. They had the undercard press conference on first. That undercard press conference was real good, but it's going back and forth. But Jahi Tucker was going back and forth with the guy he was fighting, and Emiliano Vargas was going back and forth with his guy he was fighting. So that press conference actually was better than the Boots and Zayas press conference.
Ivan, Bozy, what amazing people. And it all comes together on Saturday night. It's only the beginning because he's racing all the way to pound for pound #1 of the sport. But Saturday is just the beginning to show the world how great he is. And again, no disrespect to Xander Zayas, what a fighter. 58-0 between these two. But on Saturday night, you're going to see the future of the sport of boxing. This is going to be one of the most clinical, brutal displays we've ever witnessed. And a packed out stadium in here in Brooklyn, and everybody watching around the world on DAZN is going to turn off their TVs, is going to walk out those doors and say, this son of a bitch is an animal. Let me tell you, you have no idea what you are about to witness on Saturday night. This is going to be, you're going to leave with your jaws wide open, with the hairs on your neck standing up, because this is the pound for pound #1 of the sport of boxing, and you are about to see.
Hey, Meta, take a photo.
Hey, yo, shout out to Brian King, because he the shit. That's why he need 3 toilets.
4 rotisserie chickens, 3 whole.
First of all, Eddie talking about he a damn animal. Jesus Christ.
I ain't gonna lie though. Hey, yo, don't call me no SOB, yo. You get stabbed in your neck for that.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I was looking at Bruce when he said that. He kind of
Todd Bob over too much. Should also note that the great Bob Arum sitting here, front row, new knee, ready to go, Bob, locked and loaded to be ringside for this fight. Good to see you back here in New York. Todd, you have promoted Xander from the very beginning, the youngest fighter that Top Rank signed at that time. I believe he's 16 years old when he signed his deal with Top Rank. Now he's getting ready for the biggest fight of his career. You've acknowledged this is a dangerous fight for Xander Zayas. What is your confidence level in Xander going into this fight?
You know, it's, you know, when we announced the fight, Eddie told me of another plan that he would have had for us if he had Xander Zayas. And I just, you know, I said, you know, we all thought about that. But you know, one thing that I really love about it is being in the side of the business is listening to your fighters, listening to their teams. And there's nothing like getting the motivation when the fighter wants it so much that you can't even, it's palatable. He just wants to win. He wants the biggest challenge. So not only are we talking about a fight, we're talking about 2 guys that are in their prime. There isn't some guy that's older and he's had his thing. These are 2 guys in their prime at their peak going at it. And Xander has delivered every step of the way for us. And every step of the way, he says, bring it on. So I know Eddie thinks we're going to see this masterpiece on Saturday night. And, you know, he should rightfully say that. But I'm telling you, I've never seen a will like this. I've never seen a Puerto Rican island just explode with enthusiasm, just wanting another superstar, the next Trinidad, the next Cotto. And Xander knows it's him. So we're bringing Puerto Rico back to New York, and it's in Barclays on Saturday. And he has a lot to say about that. So Eddie's got his hands full on Saturday.
All right, both promoters clearly ready for this fight. Let's find out if the trainers are ready for this fight. And I want to start to my left with Bozy Ennis, father and trainer of Boots. And Bozy, just tell me a little bit about how this particular camp has gone and what kind of fight you're expecting on Saturday night.
Well,
Good
first
fight
of all,
while it lasts.
it's gonna be a good fight. You know what I mean, between him and Xander. But it all depends on how Xander is coming. If you're gonna box or if you're coming straight at us, we got something for either way. But the camp is going like it normally go. Boots don't change nothing. He do what he's supposed to do. He stays in the gym. I don't have no problem with him at all. You know what I mean? I don't have to tell him what to do because he know what to do. You know what I mean? So y'all will see when it comes Saturday, who's gonna be the next junior middleweight champion of the world. You know what I mean? You're talking to him right now.
You mentioned how Xander comes out, and you've said in interviews this week that if Xander comes forward, it's going to be a short night.
Oh, it is. If you come forward and putting pressure, like I seen him fight a few other guys, it's not going to last that long. You know what I mean? But he go get out there and box. It might last for maybe 6, 7 rounds, something like that, 8 rounds. You know what I mean? Other than that, It's over.
You've been complimentary of Xander's skills, but you've been clear that Boots is levels above him. Why do you believe that? Why do you see that?
Well, like I said, I like Xander. I always like the Xander style. I like the way he boxes. I like the way he fight. And Xander, he have a lot of heart, man. Anytime you taking a fight with Boots and don't care, you know what I mean, who he is and nothing like that, you know, I respect him for that, you know. And like I said, Boots is on another level. See, but you haven't seen everything that Boots can do. Nobody never bring it out. If Xander bring it out of Boots, I'll commend him on that. That's what I want. I want him to bring it out of Boots, make him go to another level. He never went to another level yet.
You said this is now your second camp with Boots fighting at the 154-pound limit. You were talking to us this week about how, hey, he's fighting and beating and hurting big guys. He's knocking out heavyweights.
Well, Boots have to spar bigger guys, man. He have to spar bigger guys. That's why when Xander was saying that Boots was the bully, you know what I mean? Now he's the bully now. He said because he's bigger than Boots, right? All right. Boots been sparring big guys, light heavyweights and heavyweights, and stopping them. So, I mean, that don't mean nothing. Xander can be a little bigger than Boots. It doesn't make a difference. He gonna see Saturday night.
All right. Thank you, Bozy. We'll turn over to Javier Centeno. Javier, when we were here a couple of months ago, when it was announced, you told me that Xander came to you and explained how he would win this fight. How have those preparations gone, and are you seeing that path to victory?
Preparations have gone well, and we stayed true to what we mentioned before. We see certain things that we can take advantage of, and of course I won't mention them here, but Xander's the type of fighter that will go in there and stay composed and look for those openings that we need to take advantage of, and things that we've discussed in camp.
You've been on an incredible run over the last year, titles in both of your last two fights, but have you seen anything different in Xander as he's preparing for the biggest fight of his pro career?
Absolutely. The hunger is always there, but this camp has been quite different in that he sees that light at the end of the tunnel. And this is he knows that this is the fight that's going to take him over the top. He's a major star in Puerto Rico right now, but this fight makes him a major star worldwide.
You're not going to reveal your game plan, obviously, but you just heard Bozy say if Xander comes forward, he's getting knocked out. It's going to be an early night. What do you say to that?
Yeah, well, that's easy to say, but we're gonna go in there as a team and be smart about this fight.
All right, Stanley, I'll be back in 30.
It's the decimator.
Greg has insured paranoia.
Right.
So far, I'm liking how they're confident. I'm liking the confidence of each team. I told y'all before, that is exactly what Xander said. They see something in Boots that they think they can capitalize on. What is it that y'all think that they see? I'm curious.
I really don't know.
They probably looking at the Karen fight. The first fight, Karen was able to move and kind of frustrate Boots, even though he didn't win a round. He got beat 12-0, but he was able to survive and not get, knocked out like a lot of Boots opponents. They probably looking at that. And they probably think they can put some offense behind that style. And they think they're the bigger guy. They maybe land some punches, frustrate Boots, get the fight in the second half of the fight, and hopefully be able to, take over the fight down the stretch and hopefully win a decision. That's probably their game plan. I don't think it's going to work out like that for him because I don't think he moves as good as Karen. He moved good, especially for a guy at his weight, but he don't move like Karen. Karen was a guy that could move, boy. He can move, boy. I don't think he's moving like that. So I think Boots is going to track him down if he kind of fight like that, but that's probably what they see. That's probably the game plan they're going to implement. The Karen game plan with more offense, try to touch him up, get the fight in the second half of the fight, Boots frustrated, and then try to take over the second half of the fight and win a decision.
I think, two things. One, I think is like the thing that they probably see is what a lot of people can say about Boots is that they say he get hit a lot, right? I don't think he gets his hit as much as like people say he does, but they probably like, oh, he get hit a lot. I'm a bigger man, it's because, and sometimes the fighters who are not known for knocking folks out are the ones who can kind of have that sneaky power. So they probably see that. And number two, something Xander said a few weeks ago made me think that I kind of have an idea, which he said that Boots gets Boots is great when there's a lot of action, but when there's not a lot of action, like it's not like really high, like like intense. When it's not intense, that he doesn't know what to do, and that he doesn't look as great when it's not as intense. And then he kind of alluded to the Karen fight. So part of me do think he probably think, okay, if it's not like a whole bunch of if you're not like just throwing and interacting as much, that he'll get frustrated, and then he said he'll get a little bored, and then feel a little rushed. I think he's gonna try to like do the Karen a little bit, get Boots a little frustrated, and to get him to be a little, because sometimes I will say is one of Boots' flaw, which I think he's been working on though, is okay. I want if he really wants to get somebody out there, he tries to force that knockout. And I think he wants to kind of get Boots a little irritated, force him to get a little reckless coming forward and catch him with stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think he's gonna try to do. But yeah, that's I think that's what they see. And then they might be thinking, like, okay, if we could touch him up to the body a little bit, slow him down, catch him with something that he didn't think was gonna come, which will kind of like maybe get him panicking because this is not the way he thought it was gonna go. But that's kind of what I got from what Xander was speaking about a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and I think and I touched on that earlier. He would have to go to the body. Like I said, he's confident, you know what I'm saying? And it could be overconfident. Those are very true things. But I do feel like, like he keeps saying he sees something. So I'm not sure what the hell he see either. You know what I'm saying? But it could be what Jupe alluded to. It could be what I alluded to earlier. Hey, if he, and like Jupe said, if he goes in there and he tries to be calm because he thinks that Boots thrives in chaos, and he goes in there and he's calm to kind of see what type of action he can bring from Boots. You know what I'm saying? Just don't press forward, because like Bozy said, they're waiting for that too. They're prepared, I guess, for everything that Xander can bring. It appears that they've already prepared for. So let's just see what else they talk about.
You had something out there, Bozy?
No, I was just telling me, the way you were just talking, I said, just tell them to do it then. Tell them to come on. Tell them to come on forward and see what happens. Remember,
right.
Like I always tell everybody.
Let Boots comes out.
Listen, my man, let me finish talking. Boots fight inside and outside. So whatever Xander want to do, Boots can do. All right?
We'll see Saturday.
I will see you Saturday. That's for sure.
Yo.
Javier, what do you see as Xander's path to victory? What do you need to do to beat Jaron Ennis?
Again, we'll keep that, to ourselves, and we'll just show it on Saturday.
All right, Boots. We'll start with you over here on the left. You seem to be having a good time here at this press conference. You enjoyed everything Eddie had to say. You threw your head back as your father was talking. Kind of, what are you feeling right now?
I mean, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling tremendous, man. It's work time. I'm trying to have some fun, put on a beautiful show, and make easy work. Come Saturday night.
What has this camp been like as you're preparing for this fight?
Camp been tremendous, man. I've been enjoying myself. Putting in all the hard work, getting a lot of different work with different guys. And it just, like, camp is going to be phenomenal, man. I just can't wait to, show my skills and my ability on Saturday and show the world I'm the best in the world and become a 2-time unified weight division champion. Like, it's that time. This is my show.
Your father said, and we're just talking about how if he comes forward, it ends early. Like, how do you think he's going to fight on Saturday night?
To be honest, I don't care how he fights. It don't matter what he. We had every style in camp, so it don't matter. Whatever you want to do, we can do it. So y'all know my slogan. We in it all like a robin. So that's what we're going to do.
That's a 2-belt world champion, career-long or almost career-long, 154 levels above him. There's nothing he can do better than me. Why do you believe that?
Like I said, he's a solid fighter. He's a world champion for a reason, but it just levels. It's just levels, and I'm going to show come Saturday night and show my skills and my ability. I can't wait, yo. I'm trying to tell y'all, I cannot wait.
Only a couple of guys have gone the distance against you. Do you see this fight going the distance?
All depends.
Y'all know my slogan. I'm in and out like a robbery. Me, by winner, by KO.
All right, Xander, we'll turn to you. Big chance for you defending your titles. You've been just excited about this opportunity, sitting there, a big smile on your face. How are you feeling just 48 hours before this fight?
Man, first off, I wanna thank DAZN, Top Rank, Matchroom. I also want to send a message to Venezuela. They had a big earthquake last night. I got a couple friends out there, so I hope everything is good. If you guys need any help, my heart is with you. You guys can contact me, and I will provide any help I can. With that being said, Man, I'm excited. I'm excited. 48 hours, man, it's the dream. Is what you've been dreaming of since I was a kid, since I was 5 years old, wanting to be a world champion, wanting to be in big fights. Now I get to do it. First pay-per-view, Barclays Center, New York. I'm excited. I'm going to take over the world like I've always been doing.
You know, he's been saying that he does everything better than you. You've been pretty specific about the things that you do better. You've called him flat-footed. You've called him in the past kind of a weight bully there. What are some of the things that you believe you do better?
I think I do everything above everybody. I feel like I always make the adjustments, and that's what great fighters do. I'm not going to sit here and take away credit from what he is as a fighter. He's a great fighter, and I've always said it. And Saturday night, I will prove why I'm better than him.
You're obviously not going to reveal all your strategy here, but what do you got to do? What is the key to beating this guy?
Be smart and have fun like I always do. Be smart, have fun, keep a smile on my face, and break him down little by little.
Smart, break him down little by little. All right, y'all. So how we feeling? How we feeling about this presser? How we feeling about this fight, man? I'm telling y'all, I think this is going to be a good fight. D Free, what's up with you? I think this is going to be a really good fight. I don't understand why people don't think so.
Because I keep saying this shit, yo, but y'all don't pay me no mind, yo.
We don't.
No, but I'm saying, yo,
like, go ahead.
No, but look though, I be saying when I be saying that shit, people be acting like you just talking bullshit, and I'll be saying like, yo, y'all don't watch Boots, and people be like, no, I do watch Boots, but I still think it's gonna do blase blase blah. I'm like, well, if that's the case, then you're not watching Boots. Like a couple people said, I think it's gonna go 8 rounds, 9 rounds, all that good shit. I'm like, yo, how many people did that though? So when people like, yo, it's gonna go to decision. How many people really took him to a decision? You feel what I'm saying? Like it has been one motherfucker.
All right. Dr. Eugene, let's play devil's advocate. Give me Xander's path to victory. We already know Boots' path to victory. Give me Xander's path to victory because anybody has a chance to win. So we're not going to act like there's zero chance. Be realistic and objective.
He really does have zero chance. I'll give you the.
Oh my God! All right, I'm gonna pass the mic.
I'll give you his path to make it to round like 10. His path is to move around in and out real fast while he has the energy, and then when they get in later rounds, hold and like frustrate him with the holding. And he got big ass head. You gotta move that shit around a couple times like Holyfield. Do what you gotta do, brother.
So you think he just about to go in there and Lima Xander Zayas?
No, it's gonna be close though. Like, but the person I always think about is Clayton. Clayton went 2 rounds. I think he's gonna go 3, but it's gonna be like Castile Clayton because he bends down just like Castile Clayton does, and he gonna hit him with the uppercut and the overhand right.
I'm gonna put you right up out of here, dang father. Talking about spike his water to win. I'm gonna put you right out of here, dang father.
That's the only way.
Y'all are not being realistic. Y'all are not being realistic. You know what? Okay, forget it.
All right, so can I give you a comparable fighter? Villa.
Sure.
Villa is a comparable fighter, but the thing is, Villa had a better chin than Xander has, to my opinion. But the reason why he don't have that same chin no more, because Boots beat the shit out of him and took that chin away. Now he been getting KO'd most of his fights. I think 3 out of 4 of his last fights he got KO'd.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Boots. He do long-term damage to his fighters, man. He put a debilitating, punishment on guys. You know, even in the Karen fight, man, it had been a minute before Karen fought, man. Karen had been out the ring a minute before he fought. I think he might have took one fight before the Patty Donovan fight, but it took him a little while to recover. I'm talking about from that second fight. That first fight, he was able to move around and not get hit a lot. He got beat, but that second fight, he took a lot of punishment, and he wasn't the same fighter. That's why Patty Donovan beat him. Everybody like, oh man, he's overrated. He's overrated. Patty Donovan did him worse than Boots. Now Boots beat him down. He's not gonna you ain't gonna never see that Karen that you seen fight Boots. You ain't gonna see that Karen no more. That's the type of punishment that Boots delivered, man. And I hope they'll be able to, after this fight, still have a good career ahead of him. But it could be one of them type of fights where he won't be the same. His career will be over before he actually got started. So we just got to worry about that. We'll see how it play out, man. But Boots is different, man. He on a whole different level, in my opinion.
All right, let me play this last clip. This is Eddie Hearns talking about maybe Shakur and Devin going over to Zuffa. He obviously talks about Dana White and the proposal that Turki Al-Sheikh made, and we all know that Turki Al-Sheikh is suffering from cancer and may not be in the sport much longer. So this is just him basically, he basically shitting on Dana White, which I told you he has every right to do because Dana White just tried to take another one of his fighters. So, he a little salty, so I ain't mad at him. But it's a few things I wanted to break down. So I'm gonna play this last clip, and then I want to go around and I want y'all to tell me if y'all think, well, let me play this first.
You know these guys. Are you surprised that they're signing with them? You know Haney.
No,
you know Shakur.
Not, really, not for that amount of money. I mean,
it's more than what you were giving them, or what? Really?
Oh, mate.
What
they will pay Devin Haney. Well, a lot more than double what I would pay Devin Haney. A lot more than double. Shakur does that, but these are great fighters. But you got to make the fights. It's like they
wear uniforms and stuff to the best.
Wear
of your
uniforms,
knowledge.
wear the gloves.
Shakur, Stevenson.
I think they'll do it for the money.
Yeah.
Everyone's different. You see, there's a lot of variation to the plan. Don't forget this was going to be a league, by the way, wasn't it? I mean, that was the whole premise of what they were doing. Then there was absolutely no governing bodies. We're not working with governing bodies. Then they got massive kickback from the fighters. Then they tried to work with governing bodies, but kind of balls that up and got all their fighters stripped or some of them stripped. So I'm sure that they'll vary from the gloves or the kit or whatever. But I don't really think there is a plan. I think it's just like, let's be disruptive, let's sign talent and let's spend the money. I mean, ultimately, it's not Dana's company. Dana works for Turki Al-Sheikh, who's the biggest shareholder and seller of Zuffa Boxing. And how long will that funding carry from those guys? And how long will you be up for the battle? I think that's the bigger thing, because there is no doubt that since Dana entered the boxing space, it seems like there's been a lot of high blood pressure, there's been a lot of raised voices, there's been a lot of questions to ask, and there's been a lot of revolt from the other business, which is the UFC business. So I said when they got into this, I'm not sure you're going to enjoy it that much. But he's a competitor, he's a battler, and I don't take him lightly. I know what he is. He's not going to want to, like you heard his comments the other day, Turkey wants, peace talks. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, that'll be the toughest thing he's ever had to do. Okay. So
what I found interesting about that statement from Turkey, just being 100% honest, and I just want to say, before I say this, I do wish him the best, and he alluded to some health problems, and no one wants to see anyone suffer. But at the beginning of the statement, he said, it's my goal to get everyone together and to create peace, right? But my response to that was like, you kind of are the reason why there is.
He loves it. He loves it.
So there was peace. There was peace until March of last year when he announced.
But I think it got a bit out of control. I mean, a lot of this stuff stems around the AJ Fury stuff. Again, the media kind of don't acknowledge or sometimes see. So at the Bournemouth show, Dana came out with, he was on full, like, I don't know, he was very sort of fruity. And he was like, I know where the fight is and all this kind of stuff. And Turki Al-Sheikh made Dana White delete all his posts from Zuffa Boxing.
Why?
Talking about he's the promoter of the show and I know where the show is and Eddie Hearn doesn't. So it's quite embarrassing for someone like Dana White.
You know that for a fact?
As you can check. I mean, they deleted 4 posts from the post-fight press conference saying that he's the promoter, saying that he knows where the fight is, saying all this kind of stuff. So, and then after the White House stuff with Tyson Fury, he got told off again by Turkey. And if you look then, Fury's posted all of a sudden, no, Turkey's my promoter. There's Turkey in the middle of me and AJ and all this kind of stuff. It's because ultimately, Turkey's the guy that's putting this all together. He's the guy that's paying the bill. He's the guy that's having the vision to make these fights. And I don't think he certainly doesn't want me parading around, pretending that I made Fury against Joshua, because he made it. So then all of a sudden, Dana comes in, no, I'm the promoter, I've put this deal together. He gets his bum smacked. And that's what happened. So I think now it's got to a point where actually Turkey is thinking, let's just, because they're in a bit of a difficult position because of the contract that exists for Anthony in the fight. And because the contract's quite clear. Forget that Dana and Zuffa aren't allowed to be involved in it, which is contractually in place, but the venue. Because our contract states very clearly the fight has to take place in the UK. Only the UK. So, but at the same time, Turkey's paying the bill. And he's our friend and he's our partner. And if he wants to change the venue, not the venue, but necessarily, but the country,
right,
which is a fundamental change to the contract needs to be renegotiated, which we're happy to have those conversations. If there's a reason he wants to take it to America, we can talk about that.
Has that been discussed? Has that been brought up?
No.
So now there was a lot to unpack in that. First of all, I do want to say that I don't think that Eddie Hearns can say definitively whether Shakur or Devin are going to sign to Zuffa, because he would not be privy to that information. And they both keep denying it. So we have no idea whether or not they are going to Zuffa. But he also did confirm a lot of what we already know to be true. There is going to be some sort of tug of war between Turkey and Dana White, right? Because Dana White is Dana White, and he's very boastful, and he has a lot of bravado, right? And he still apparently hasn't learned his place, right? With being forced to take down tweets and text messages and all of that stuff. He's still stepping out of line and speaking out of turn when it comes to certain situations. But it doesn't look as if Dana is even on board with getting all of these promoters and sanctioning bodies together to try to put on bigger fights. So I think that there's going to be an issue brewing between the two of them, and we're going to see how this all plays out. But what do y'all think about Eddie Hearn? First of all, he called him zesty child. Did y'all hear that? I was cracking up. He said sassy. Eddie Hearn is hilarious, throwing shots after shots after shots. But what do y'all think about Eddie Hearn's first of all, him trying to confirm that Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson are both at Zuffa, which we don't know to be true. I have no idea where that. We know that Bill made up that $100 million. We know he made that up, so we're not even going to get into that. But what do y'all think about Eddie Hearn's comments about Turkey Al-Sheikh, Dana White, and possibly the signing of Shakur and Devin? I don't know who they would fight over there, because they have nobody over there to fight. So, I mean, it's kind of weird.
Shakur was signed with Matchroom. And Eddie was out Houston at the fight, the Shock fight.
Yeah, way forward, yo.
He was the one that actually tried to help lift Ford up off the ground, and Ford was like, "Nah, let me milk it." I'm paraphrasing,
but he didn't say that. He didn't say that.
I'm paraphrasing.
Let me milk this right quick.
Hey, yo, but if you can read lips, you see how he backed off like, "All right, you got it," because he lifted his hands up. He pulled his hand back like, "All right, you got it." But I'm saying, if anybody would know, it would be Eddie, because he was signed with Eddie just a couple weeks ago. So I'm just saying. Now the other guy on the mic, what's his name? Max Kellerman or whatever the hell. Not Max Kellerman, but the other dude. The other dude was
Chris Mannix.
Yeah. That guy, Chris Mannix, punk guy. Yo, he said he going to Zuffa right after the fight was over, right after the pay-per-view was over, or whatever it was called. So I'm just saying, I'm not believing none of them, but I would take their word for it. I would lean more to them versus other people who, you feel what I'm saying, who not in the mix. So then why is Shakur still denying it? Why is the little nigga lying? The deal ain't signed, so it's hard to talk about something unless it's signed.
That's what I'm saying. So what is the holdup? I personally think that maybe that was a condition of them taking Devin and Shakur would be getting that fight. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I think too.
That was probably a condition of them getting that fight. Maybe them going over to Zuffa. But now that you throw Tank back in the mix, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's a bigger bag for all of them boys. What do y'all make of that? What do y'all make of Bill asking for a 50-50 split? Like, to be honest, I don't know if this fight is going to take place, because there's way too many variables for this fight, like the weight, the purse split, all of that stuff. But Bill asking for 50-50, what do y'all think about that? And what do y'all think is a good split for Devin Haney?
I don't think he can get any back-end money if he signed with Zuffa. So I think if Tank is serious and he gambling on Tank being serious, he could make real close to at least 50 mil, including the back end money on the Tank fight. Now, 50 mil is half of what you're getting with Zuffa in one fight. I think the Zuffa deal is 5 fights for 100 mil. So one fight you getting 50. He need to just go ahead and take that and get that back end money. Sign under your promotion. What is it? Devin Haney promotion. Sign under that and fight Tank. Yeah, and fight Tank and get your 50 mil, upwards of 50 mil, maybe even more, depending on if your fans really support you. and then take it from there. And then you can sign with Zuffa if you want to after that.
So a realistic purse split for Devin and Tank. What are y'all thinking? Like 70-30, 60-40?
No, I don't think
I
so.
think 65-35. I think 65-35 would be good. Okay, well, maybe you negotiate it a little close 60-40 just to get it over the line, but 65-35 should be the starting point.
65-35, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think.
I think.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I think both sides going to be.
Damn, on the money line, 80-20. Damn, on the money line. God damn. Goodness gracious, on the money line.
But he told the truth though. Devin Haney don't sell.
Yeah. I think 65-35 is what it should be if I had to guess it. But I think that's what they're asking for. They know they're not going to get that. Hopefully they know they're not getting it. Hopefully they ain't trying to say 50-50 or no deal. I hope that ain't the case. If that's the case, then they might as well get ready to fight Keystone.
As you can see, Tank tweeted Bill asking for 50-50.
Yeah, hopefully that's just a starting point for Bill and they willing to go down. You start high and go down. It's like when you buying a car, you'll say, hey, I'll give you $5,000 for it, whatever. But in all actuality, you're trying to get the price down for the car. You really don't want to pay that much for it. So I think that's what Bill's trying to do. He's trying to start at a high point and hopefully it'll come down. But if he's saying 50-50 or no deal, then he need to get ready to fight Keyshawn, take his mandatory in the WBO if that's the case. Now, I think both fighters really need this fight because I think Tank, from what I was hearing, he was asking for a lot of money to fight Kid Austin, probably more than what the PBC was willing to guarantee. That's one of the reasons why that fight fell by the wayside, combined with the fact that...
See, that doesn't make any sense to me, JB. Tank is the face of boxing. So that really makes no sense to me. He is the money. So that really doesn't make any sense to me. If anybody was probably being greedy, it was probably Kid Austin.
I don't think Kid was just gonna take what he can get. Kid know he ain't no draw. I think
that's not true. That's not true because he wanted $10 million to fight Abdullah Mason when his deal with Golden Boy is only for $5 million for 5 years. So that's not true. They're always overreaching.
They asked for $10 million. He crazy in his head. He think he gonna get $10 million to fight Abdullah Mason. Now one of them guys have been shown to be a draw. Shit.
I'm telling you, that's what he asked. That's what he asked for.
He did.
Yeah, you don't want to fight. That's just a way of saying you don't want to fight. If you ask for $10 million, you ducking the fight. You don't want to fight. You throw some crazy astronomical number out there, knowing that number can't be achieved just to get out of the fight. That's what people do. People ain't gonna say, "Oh, I don't want to fight you." They say, "Yeah, I'll fight you. Give me $10 million." Just like when Canelo said, "Yeah, I'll fight Benavidez. Give me $500 million." Yeah, you don't want to fight Benavidez then. You ain't get no $500 million. That's crazy. That's what they do to duck a fight.
What I'm saying. But I'm just giving that an example to say that it's not out of the realm of possibility for him to overreach because he's overreached before. You know what I'm saying? So that he's definitely overreached before and overstepped, which is why he probably didn't get these other fights that he was supposed to be in. The problem with me and Kid Austin, this is my issue with that young man, right? He is definitely a decent fighter. I'm not saying that, but he's highly too inactive to be so young. And his father thinks he's bigger than what he is. He has not fought anybody to prove that he's ready for any of these top level guys. And I get it, right? You have to get in there with them to see if you're ready to be in there with them. And that's true. But the business decisions that he's made, pulling out of the Shakur Stevenson fight, pulling out of the Jojo Diaz fight, not going forward with the Lucas Body fight, all of these things are bad, bro. Like that's bad business. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So he really has to take what he can get, in my opinion. And anything you get versus Tank Davis is going to be the biggest bag you ever made in your career. So to sit up here and say that Tank asked for more money, that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I think that's what I was hearing. That's what I heard. I heard he was asking for a lot, a bigger guarantee. You know, the PBC usually do what they kill what you don't eat blueprint. That's what they usually do. And I think I heard the same thing in the Lamar Roach fight. He was asking for, he wasn't happy with what he got in that fight. That's one of the reasons why the rematch didn't happen, because he wasn't happy with what he was going to get in the rematch. So I think the fight with Devin Haney, who was a bigger name than Kid Austin, will allow Tank to get some, the type of money that he's probably asking for. Plus, he's going to get the back end money as well. So that's why I think he's pivoted for Devin Haney.
I honestly think that I don't think that Tank is worried about money. And I've never heard anybody complain about any money that they've ever fought with Tank. Look at Ryan. Even when Ryan fought, he said, when I fought Devin, I ate. But when I fought Tank, I ate. The same thing with Frank Martin. Frank Martin just got knocked the fuck out, and the first thing you see that nigga with a big ass chain on and a brand new Bentley. Niggas is not complaining about money when they fight Gervonta Tank Davis. So that's just ridiculous. Kid Austin better be happy with $150,000 and a jawbreaker. Now go sit your young wet behind his ass down some goddamn way.
Yeah, I don't think Kid Austin was tripping on him, man. He know he ain't no draw. He's gonna take what they was gonna give him. You know, he's gonna get his career high payday fighting Tank. He's gonna make way more money than he made at any point of his career. I just think that Tank, you know, you mentioned the Ryan Garcia fight. That fight did what 1.2 million pay-per-view buys, did a hell of a gate, and he made big money. But he probably ain't made that type of money, Tank, in a Frank Martin fight or a Martin Roach Jr. fight. He ain't made the type of money he made fighting Ryan Garcia. Fighting a guy like Devin Haney will get him in that neighborhood. He probably won't get what he got.
No, the hell it won't.
But he would definitely hold on. He would definitely get more money fighting Devin Haney than he got fighting a Martin Roach Jr. or Frank Martin. He definitely gonna make more money than that.
Well, hold on. Maybe that may be true, but I will say this: the bulk of that money, I would never give Devin Haney 50-50. That's just me from a business standpoint because he does not generate 50-50. He was on undercards all last year, so we really don't know his drawing power. The last live gate he had was with Ryan Garcia, and let's be honest, most of those were Ryan Garcia fans. You know what I'm saying? So Devin Haney definitely wouldn't be getting no damn 50-50. Bill is tweaking. You know, I can see something more along the lines of like a 70-30, a 60-40, something a little bit more realistic because let's be honest, Tank is going to bring the majority of those fans. So for him to ask a 50-50, I think that's just an overreach. I think that's Bill just throwing out numbers. I mean, listen, you get what you negotiate, right? But at the end of the day, and I'm in real estate, so I'm just going to put it the way that I put it. Your house is only worth what somebody's willing to pay for. You know what I'm saying? Right. So whatever it is that they offer Devin, I think that he should realistically consider it because it will be his biggest payday. Even if he tries to fight Shakur, they ain't gonna generate much. Keyshawn, that ain't gonna generate much. Tank is all of their biggest paydays. So realistically, they better take what they offered and keep it moving.
And you know what? I agree with everything you just said, Jab. But just to like even add further context to that, I know people saying, "Oh, well, he started at 50 and then they're gonna negotiate down." I'm gonna be real. There shouldn't be no negotiation. There should be no negotiation. I understand that, that it's like Devin is like he has a name. I'm not saying he's not a name, but like he don't have the sales to back it up. He's an undercard fighter. Why does he feel like he have any more leverage than anybody else he just fought? He don't have any additional leverage. And just like and this is what's crazy. I remember Devin fans was like, "Oh, Shakur, we offered 25%. He should have took it." Shakur and Devin are closer in market value than Tank and Devin will ever be, right? So if 25% was cool for Shakur, why wouldn't it be for Devin? Whatever Tank give you, you take. What do you mean? We're going to start at 50. What do you mean start at 50? There's no conversation to be had. Devin doesn't have that type of weight, and you can thank Turkey for it. I told y'all what Turkey's going to do. He's going to lower that boy's market value. But everybody's like, Turkey sandwich, Turkey meat, about a turkey. Well, now Turkey got this man and lowered his market value. You're on undercards. You don't have any revenue going on. You literally just in negotiations with someone that Tank beat, which is Rolly, where they were trying to offer you couldn't even put up your own guarantee as a promoter.
But see that I was getting to that, Jupe. He was offered 50-50 from Rolly and they declined it. That's what the hell make you think you're gonna get 50-50 from Gervonta Tank Davis?
So
and just like Tank says in this tweet, nigga want to come in at 165. You not in the driver's seat. It's your dad you talking about. If you want to get the biggest purse of your career, you do as I say.
Hey yo, can I say something to that? So
go ahead, baby.
We don't know if he signed with Zuffa, but let's just keep it 1,000. He probably will be. But Zuffa gives you guaranteed money and they give you upfront money, which is cool. But PBC does the complete opposite. They give you low guarantees, but they give you a lot of back end money. So what Homeboy was saying about that's why the Roach shit ain't happening, that's not true either, because they was actually going to fight, and then Jake Paul came up and he went for a bigger bag. That's what happened. Yeah, shit. Guarantee money.
Puda Kid TV. I agree. It is a little leverage, not much, because that Undisputed really doesn't do anything for Devin because he's been on undercard. So we don't know his market value. Well, we know his market value, but we don't know what type of numbers he can pull because, like I said, last year he spent on undercards, mainly the undercard of the man who cheated him from the fight before. So although that belt has a little bit of leverage, if he fights Tank, that belt is getting taken from him anyway. If he fights anybody other than Keyshawn, so that belt ain't really gonna matter.
And even if it wasn't even if it wasn't a line, y'all, that still don't matter. It's again, people belts only are only a part of the consideration when you're doing when you're negotiating. When like okay, you're close in market value or weight or whatever. This is like two people. This is a 135 pounder and a 147 pounder. Tank cannot win undisputed those belts off. He can't win the belts that Devin won years ago. So those belts mean nothing. And if they did mean something, well then Devin would be a higher draw, wouldn't he? Okay, so they're not a factor. Those belts don't benefit Tank. I mean, they wouldn't benefit Tank in any way possible. So that's irrelevant.
The only way belts benefit somebody is if they both actually give a fuck about belts. If one don't give a fuck about belts, then that shit is thrown out the window. And
we
Tank
talking about
definitely don't give
belts.
a fuck about belts. So that's thrown out the window as soon as they even bring it up. He could win a thought, just like what's the name? Just like Shakur. Shakur is pound for pound. He up there, and he done won a lot of belts in different divisions. But cool, all of that is cool. But guess what? That's window dressing because who has you fought?
Man.
We go by your names, not by your fucking belts. You can have 1,000 belts, but if your fucking pants is some skinny jeans with holes in it, then what the fuck do them belts mean? You're not coming in this bitch with no real pockets.
50-50, asking for 50-50 is just like saying you don't want the fight. I'm just saying, like,
because you shouldn't even come in a door like that.
That's it.
You shouldn't be asking.
This
You
nigga
shouldn't be
scared.
asking for nothing.
Facts.
What was the split for Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia? What was that split? Was it 60-40
I
Tank?
can't hear JB, baby.
Can you hear me?
Let me move this. So
I think it was. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. I have to go back.
JB, I couldn't hear you, baby. Say it again.
Yeah, what was the split for Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia? Was that what was that 60-40 Tank or what was the split for that? Y'all know?
Something like that. And
like
Ryan's
that.
a bigger star than him.
Yeah. What I say,
Yeah.
Devin should be less than that. Whatever it was, 60-40, it should be less than that. Whatever it is, 65-35, 70-30, whatever it is. 80-20.
No, Ryan got the biggest split. Shakur.
And Ryan got a bigger split in that fight with Devin than Devin did too.
Exactly. He offered Shakur 25, paid 25.
Dank said it was 50-50.
It wasn't 50-50.
I don't think it was.
It was not 50-50. I think even Ryan's team said that. But again, you can't tell us that Shakur is good with 25% when you and him are actually closer and neck. But then you think you can get anything beyond 25% with Tank is ridiculous. If you ask for anything above that, to me, it's ducking.
So
that's just how I see
hold on. So just to be clear, so there was a 50-50 split of the pay-per-view revenue, but there were different guaranteed purse bases. So Dankfather is right on the pay-per-view split, but the upfront purses, Tank got a bigger purse.
They got bigger guarantee. I got
I'm almost positive.
Yeah, you got a bigger guarantee.
Let me go look it up. I could have sworn it wasn't 50.
No, he did. I just looked it up. He got the 50-50 for the pay-per-view, and then Tank got the bigger guarantee. There were different guarantees.
But that's because Ryan brings viewership. Haney does not.
Right.
And
I promise you, Golden Boy said the opposite.
PBC banked they shit off of back end money. So if Haney he literally has no back end money coming his way because he don't bring tickets. Like he just don't.
So you think he's a weak B-side?
Shout out to No More Sleepwalking with the $2 super chat. The damn fight won't be for Undisputed. What the fuck? Right.
I say 25%, like you said for Shakur, right? It was cooled in, right? Okay, 25%. I ain't trying to.
Shout out to Sin Ironheart with the $5 on the super chat. He says Tank sells out fights without belts. Devin can barely sell a fight with or without one. Take it or leave it, mother sucker. All right.
That's a fact. And yo, you seen what he said? He said, yo, you gonna do what as I say, bitch. Because the reality is you stuck. You literally gotta do what he said. If he say melt down at 35 in order to get this fight, you better get in that fucking sauna.
No, I think that's ridiculous. I'm asking him to come back down to 35.
No, but I'm saying that may be ridiculous, but at the same time, he disrespected his mother, and he is the A side.
Yeah,
so take it or leave it.
Yes, he did.
Take it or leave it.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he 144, probably with some kind of rehydration clause. I think that'll be fair. Maybe 144 with some kind of rehydration clause. He can go over maybe 159, 160 the next day, something like that.
Hey, Jab, let me ask
you. Yeah, but hold on. Dankfather, that is very true, but Tank ain't Earl. and Devin damn sure ain't bud.
Hey, Jan, let me ask you a question real fast. So if he made his ass melt down to 35, yo, he can cry in the car, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you just hold on. Hey, yo, you just said about Frank Martin. What kind of car he got again?
I could have sworn he was driving a new one of them Rolls Royces or something he was driving when I seen him. It was like after he got knocked out.
I want to cry in a Rolls Royce. I want to cry in a Rolls Royce. That's all I'm saying.
Be quiet, child. And Shakur, what's up, baby? Welcome to the panel, baby. What's up? What you got for the show?
It's Big Supreme, man. So
why you change your name? You're so ridiculous. What's up?
Nah, because I'm in Shakur. I mean, like, Shakur was talking that confidence shit, but Debo took his heart. So that's why I said in Shakur.
Oh my goodness.
You're so
What's
silly.
up, Big Supreme? I'm telling you.
Yeah, so what y'all was cooking on?
Right now, we're talking about the possibility of Devin and Tank. And then what do you think is a fair split for Devin? Because we saw Bill out here begging for 50-50 and we know that shit ain't happening. But what do you think is a fair split for them? And what is a fair weight for them?
So in my opinion, I got two opinions, right? So if he's gonna do the catch weight, 9 times out of 10, I believe Tank and his team is gonna want the rehydration clause. So absolutely. I am a Tinker maniac, but based on that, I do believe that Devin deserves 50-50. Now, if you're looking at it from just like ticket seller, pay-per-view success. No, the reason why listen, I'm gonna give you the logic. The reason why I said he deserves 50-50, because we know Devin has trouble making a weight, right? We know he balloons up 20 pounds, 25 pounds. So if he's gonna capitulate and actually do that.
Hold on. Jermaine, I never seen you before, baby. Can you turn your camera on real quick before I let you on here? Okay,
thank you. Make sure it's not no twerk by any means thing going
on. Nah, he can turn it off now, but I just wanted to see him. But go ahead, Big Supreme, finish up.
All right, so my thing is if he does do the catch weight and the rehydration clause, I do believe he deserves 50-50. Now, if he goes up there and they fight at 144 with no rehydration clause, then I believe maybe 65-35, maybe 70-30, something along those lines, because you can't capitulate to Ryan Garcia and then not Tank. Like, Ryan Garcia is very popular in the social media space. He's a TikTok star or whatever. But him taking the lesser split with Ryan and he doesn't have multiple pay-per-views that's successful like Tank, I think that's kind of like you basically not, you negotiate in bad faith at that point. Because Tank has success with Frank Martin. I know people say the Lamont Roach fight was like not so good, but I think they did like 200,000. And Lamont Roach is not even a household name. So it's like, if they fight, I'd believe they would do they would clear at least $500,000 to 750,000. So that's just my opinion on that. If he does take the rehydration clause, then I think he deserves 50-50. And I think that'd be fair because Devin's been very staunch on saying he's not taking the rehydration clause. He's been saying that he's not going to drain me this and the third. So if he makes it worth his while as far as the money, I think Devin will probably do it. And that's just me being fair. But I'll pass the mic.
Okay.
Jermaine, hold on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, that 50-50, that I know people like, oh, him and Ryan were 50-50. I know if you Google it said that, and I went to see what the source was. The source is something called Boardroom, and that's a site that Kevin Durant runs. Like, I'm sorry, that and I gotta find the clip from the Golden Boy guy who said the opposite, because I think he complained about the fact that they didn't get 50-50 pay-per-view. But yeah, that source is coming from, that's why I'm like AI. That source is coming from a Kevin Durant owned site, like the basketball player. But anyway, I'll look it up. But
okay.
But when it comes to
thank you, Jude, for the clarification.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to clarify.
So basically, Dank know what the fuck he talking about. So basically, Dank don't know what the fuck he talking about. Okay, moving on. Jermaine, what's up, baby? What's up, Jermaine?
Hey, how you doing, Queen? Can you hear me?
I'm good. How you doing? Yeah, we can hear you. You got a little bit of background though. You might want to roll your window up.
Okay, hold on. All right, yeah, I was
show, baby. We talking about the possibility and Bill wanting 50-50 and all this other kind of
I think
got on it.
I think the 50-50 talk is just like duck talk for real though. He know damn well he ain't about to get no motherfucking 50-50. Like, I don't know if it's like, I don't know if he just threw that out there for like negotiation tactics to try to like get it down some. And then with Tank, I feel like 144 is fair. They do it at 144. Like, let me ask this. Is it possible they can do same day weigh-ins for that if they did do 144?
They need to bring that back anyway, but I'm pretty sure it's possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That now 144 same day weigh-ins, afternoon weigh-ins. That's I feel like that's totally fair. If I'm Tank, I'm pushing for that. You know what I mean? You know.
Okay, but if he acquiesced to that, if he acquiesced to those demands, are you in agreement with Big Supreme 50-50 is fair?
No, I would say 60-40 Tank, 60-40 Tank way. You know what I mean? Just because I Tank the bigger name again, like Dev, you've been fighting on undercards for what, the last couple of years? You know what I mean? With
the last year.
Last year, you know what I mean? So like, yeah. And then like real quick before I pop back in the chat, I just want to say on Booth situation, I don't want to speak on that. I heard you talking about it earlier. Like I like how, I don't know if you think it yet, but I like how he called Earl Spence, Devin, Bud, all them boys. He just called all them boys easy work.
I played that. Hold on, I'll play it again. I definitely played that earlier.
That was.
I'm gonna ask you some names. I need to know: does easy work pop in your mind, or a challenging fight? Xander.
3 rounds.
Easy work.
Charlo.
Easy work.
Fedor.
Easy work.
Errol Spence.
Easy work.
Devin Haney.
Easy work.
Terrence Bud Crawford.
Easy work.
You're only undefeated until you're not. There can only be one king. Perfect records, one unified title, which Prince will be crowned king. June 27th, watch only on DAZN.
Yeah.
And I like, and I just see where they got Bud gonna be commentating. You know what I mean, at the fight. So you know, I think.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no!
I think they trying to set. I think they trying to set something up, man. Like they got Bud gonna be commentating. I mean, post fight and pre. You feel me? So yeah, that's gonna be dope.
Set something up with who?
I think Boots and Crawford are gonna fight.
So you think Boots is coming out of retirement? I mean, you think Crawford coming out of retirement?
Man,
he said he was.
I ain't trying to.
He did. When did he say?
He said he'll come out of retirement for the right price, but not to cut you off, Jude. Like the reason why I feel like he's gonna fight Boots is because, like, you gotta think, right? He randomly said he's gonna smack the shit out of Boots. He's gonna do this and that and then third. Mind you, Bud is supposed to be retired, but he's, you know, he still say he's in the gym. He's still working and stuff like that. And I feel like if Boots show out and calls him out, I think they might make that fight happen. I really do believe that.
Can I say something?
Now that's just the boxing fan in me. I'm just looking at the lead up. You know, they've been doing the stuff on Gilly, different interviews, different channels. I feel like they're setting up for that. So that's what it looked like to me.
Maybe
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Maybe
You said that's cap.
Big Supreme, you tripping? But about
can I say something?
Hold on, Enigma. Go ahead, Jude. Go ahead, finish up.
I was gonna say, but two things, and I normally agree with you a lot of things, but the 50-50, and yeah, I don't care because at the end of the day, I know like, oh, if he acquiesces, well, what do you think you're gonna have to do if you keep calling out lightweights? If you keep putting people under your division on your list, and then you're like, oh, well, I need credit. Like, how do you ask for? You want compensation for meeting people that you're calling out, that you're putting on your list. You're the one actively going after small guys instead of the people in your division. You could fight Keyshawn any day now. You don't want to. So, no, you don't get that. And it's not, because at the end of the day, this is business. This is money. Why would I give you, if I'm providing 80% of the fans, why would you ever get 50% of the revenue? Like, y'all, like, this would not work in any other situation. That's just me. But then again, you know, you're Big Supreme, PBC don't think the way you think, so it is what it is. But when it comes to this whole Boots thing, I think the last thing Bud said was that, you know, they asked him about Boots. This is after he said the whole I'll smack him and all that. He was like, oh, you know, I'm cool. I support everybody. I'm not coming back. That's what he said. And the last thing, when they asked Boots about it, I don't know if you saw that jab. They asked Boots about Bud recently in the interview, and he said, "I ain't thinking about him. I'm not thinking about nobody who's retired." And they kept asking, he's retired. I don't care. And I think that was the right thing. Now, if he wants to come back and get active, fine. But I'm tired of people trying to press this thing. At the end of the day, they had an opportunity to fight. It didn't happen. It's time to move on. Let Bill
listen, this is I asked this question to Bill last week when he was on my channel, and I'm gonna play it because Bill, he's a very slick talker. Hold on.
Mr. Slick Talk Conundrum saying himself then showed up.
Lord have
Jabs
mercy.
Queen.
How can we help you, Bill?
Salute to everything that you guys are doing to further
slow. I thought he was on the panel.
What is your opinion, Queen? And everybody is entitled to do it. But the one thing that you can help me understand, what can we do for you that we haven't already done?
Well, the first thing would be to actually fight some of the guys that you call out. That would be the first thing. To stick to the weight class that your son is in. I think that a list with about 3 different weight classes on it is a little ridiculous. As far as the little double contract, I mean, albeit it's very slick. I have no beef with that, honestly, because I'm tired of this boxing brother shit myself. But I think that 147, if Keyshawn is going there, then that's a good fight. But if Shakur is telling you he's only going to go up as far as 144, why send a double contract?
Well, there's no double contract. We can only agree or agree to disagree. And an agreement is the best thing in the world to come up with. I mean, I think that you see a lot of times there's one fight and there's another fight that precedes that one.
Okay,
That
we
shit
heard
ain't
enough of his
slick,
lying
yo.
ass.
That shit not slick. It just
We heard him lying. We heard him lying long enough. But that was the question that I asked, and naturally
Can I
diddy bop and flip flop all the way
respond?
around.
Can I add some 2 cents? All right, so I'm not Big Supreme. I'm Insecure. That's one.
He said 2 cents. Wrong panel.
Not say I add my 2 cents. That ain't never.
I was just joking.
I'm signing 2 cents promotion, bro. I gotta drop. I gotta drop.
My bad.
Come on, man. You forgot.
Hey, yo, I just threw a quick jab. That's
Get on with it. Get on with it. Shakur, Big Supreme, whoever the hell you are. Get on with it.
I'm trying, but he just threw a jab, man. He just threw some little noodle haney jab. I had to parry that. So what I'm saying is this, right?
I threw a big jab queen jab.
Oh. So you think you want smoke?
He ain't catch that.
We could debate every yard if you want.
I caught it though. I caught
Turkey.
It.
Exactly, yo.
Hell no.
Nah, listen, man. Turkey is on this debate, man. I'll smoke you. But what I'm saying is this, right? I get it. I get it completely that Tank is bringing 80% of the fans. You could say arguably probably 85% of the revenue. I understand that, but I'm just saying, right? Haney has been calling out lightweights. Keyshawn, Shakur, Tank. He wanted to fight Catterall. He moved up to 147 recently. I get all of that. But Tank is the one that said he wants to fight Haney recently. Haney went on his trajectory. He went to 147. He's talking about Shakur. He's talking about Keyshawn. Tank inserted himself and said that he wants big nose and he wants to fight. So if Tank wants to fight, right? If y'all negotiating in good faith, look, 50-50, but you're going to take this rehydration clause because they already had a catch weight. Now, anything else is delaying the fight. Now, if you say 60-40, maybe that probably will work, maybe. But then we got to think about the weight again. Like, yeah, Haney is calling out smaller fighters, but then now we have Tank actually calling him out saying that he wants to fight. So,
but
Tank Dan to be great. Everybody been saying that he's scared of Haney. Huh?
That's not, but Tank didn't insert himself. That's not how it happened. He was going back and forth with Shakur. And it was Devin and his daddy who started having the insults about his mother specifically. And so he said, okay, I'll fight Big Nose. Again, even if he says, let's say Tank, let's say even if that wasn't true, because that's not how it did. Tank didn't insert himself, not with Devin per se. But let's say what you're saying is true. He did say, I want the fight. That doesn't change the fact that I'm bringing in all the money. And even if you take a lower cut, you're still going to make more than what you're making with, you're going to make more than me than you're making with Keyshawn. So it doesn't even matter. So I get what you're saying. Even if I say I'm daring to be great, whatever, at the end of the day, why would I? Of course, you're going to acquiesce to me. I'm the star. I can want the fight. It's going to be take it or leave it. That's all. Take it or leave it.
But here's the thing, though.
I see that logic, but then in all reality,
hold on, Shakur. Hold on, Jubin and Shakur. Actually, in Shakur, it was Devin who initiated this by putting Tank's name on that list.
This is the recent list, or this is the list that he had before?
This is the original list. They didn't change nothing on that list, and they said they going down the list now. They don't cross that Brian Norman name, and they seen who else on the list. Tank was at the top of that list. So was Shakur. They had Richardson Hitchens on that list. They had Tio on that list. They had Ryan at the bottom. I know y'all remember the list. Do I got to pull it up? So
let's say Tank is on the list. Tank is on the list, right? But
he's definitely on the list.
Tank is saying that I want Big Nose. So Tank obviously wants to fight. So I feel like anything else, I don't think that's gonna happen though. My opinion.
Okay, well then it won't happen, and then Devin ducks.
I can't take Devin as a duck though.
But I can, and we all will, because you ran your mouth. You talked about that man's mother. You calling out. You already like a punk because you already calling out little dudes. You already kind of look suspect. So at this day, if you need to acquiesce. You need more money. You need all this to fight a lightweight. You're a welterweight, my G, a welterweight champion. No, you gonna take it or leave it.
I get it, but Tank ain't a regular lightweight though.
Done. He's taking it or leave it, or you're done.
I want to go at that.
Tank ain't got to go back and forth with this man. He's
can
not
I say something real quick?
Ain't no debate.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, of course. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. The Haneys have been running the same playbook since he was at 35.
Damn.
He's been doing this shit since he's been at 35. And Bill made a statement, when it gets too hot down here, they moving up. They did that. They moved the fuck up. They keep moving up. Bottom line is this. Devin really had no intentions on fighting Tank. He really never wasn't going to fight him. He knew good and well what Tank was going to do. He wasn't going to get 50-50. He knew damn well he wasn't getting 50-50. And he used that as a means to fucking duck. That's exactly what the fuck he doing. He's fucking ducking.
Say that shit like
simple and plain.
So you think that the 50-50 deal they offered was a take it or leave it deal? You don't think that was negotiations?
He's fucking ducking.
I mean, how can you come in at negotiations with Tank? How you negotiating with Tank though?
I mean, if that's
there is no negotiation. You're a regular guy. You're an undercard fighter. There is nothing to negotiate. What are we talking about?
So I'm just saying, I don't know how negotiations was
and Devin has nowhere else to go. He has nowhere to go.
Who, Tank?
Devin has nowhere to fucking go.
Yeah, he fight Keystone. He fight Keystone.
Ain't nobody trying to waste no money putting on no fight for Devin.
This is my thing. Right? I'm trying to be objective about the situation because we've seen negotiations.
Hold on,
fall
one
apart.
at a time. One at a time.
I ain't said nothing yet.
Go ahead. I'll talk when you finish. Now talk when you finish.
Oh shit! Go ahead, who was that? Big Dre?
Yes, this is Big Dre. Well,
go ahead, baby.
This is the way I think it should go. I mean, because they've been calling each other out all for 4 years since Devin was at 135 pounds, but he needs to look at his other options. Now, if he fights Keyshawn, does that move the needle? He might headline, but is that a pay-per-view fight? Who's gonna put up the money for that? Because Bills don't want to take something if they gotta, sign a minimum. Now, if you got 150,000 minimum for pay-per-view sales, or you get this little itty-bitty bit of money, they won't sign that contract. So is a Keyshawn fight worth 150,000 pay-per-view sales? Will they put it on pay-per-view? Is it worth pay-per-view? If he fights Shakur, will that fight earn 150,000 pay-per-view sales? Because see, Keyshawn is still under top rank. And as long as he's under top rank, Bob's gonna throw that minimum on him. He's gonna say, yeah, you want to get paid, and I understand that. You want to make this a pay-per-view event, we can make this a pay-per-view event. But you're gonna get this amount of money, and you need a minimum. We're talking 150K. And if you're not willing to sign for 150K pay-per-view, and if we don't hit the minimum, you don't get paid any more money. And it's the same with Shakur. So he can look at it no matter how he looks at it, because his drawing power and his belief in his drawing power is not strong enough to guarantee 150,000 pay-per-view. Now I know fighting Tank 150K ain't a problem. Tank can get 150K pay-per-view fighting the mailman.
Facts.
Okay, the janitor from the high school down the street, and Tank will get 150K pay-per-view. Don't make a difference. I ain't gonna do it. Can Devin do it?
He can't fight.
Will
no
Devin
man.
do it?
She got fatty.
So that's where he need to look, and he knows. And the reason he ain't had a fight is because won't nobody pay him the guarantee that he looking for.
So
y'all remember that interview?
If the fight don't happen, Tank go back and fight Kid Austin. What is his options if the fight don't happen?
He can
fight go back and fight Kid Austin.
Tank can fight anybody.
No, I'm just saying who's available though. We can say anything about it. He can fight a mailman, this nigga. That's cool, but who he's actually going to fight though if he don't get the Devin fight? Because I guess it'd be Kid Austin. Because Pitbull has already got a fight. Pitbull fighting he got a fight lined up, right? Pitbull
you
fighting.
asked the question. He can fight anybody.
Lamar got a fight lined up.
Yeah, Lamar got a fight lined up. Who can he fight? I'm saying who can he fight? He probably got to go back to Kid Austin. He got to go back to Kid Austin.
He should
that's the only guy I can see that's available. That's
Tank can fight anybody.
One at a time, y'all. One at a time.
He gotta fight. He gotta fight somebody that people know. He can't just fight some no name you don't know nothing about. He can't fight He can't fight no Rancis Barthélemy or somebody like that. That's crazy. He gotta fight somebody that's decent.
You asked
Why
the
can't he go
question,
after
I gave you
Shakur?
the answer like 10
So
times.
he has to fight somebody that's decent.
Nobody won't see that.
One at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
If it were me, I'd say he should fight somebody with a name, somebody that people know, But you take somebody like Kid Austin, who's trying these Bill Haney tactics, trying to price himself out of a fight just because it's mandatory. You are asking for something that you don't deserve. You've pulled out of 3 fights in less than 24 months.
Kid
I'm supposed
Austin
to
is
sit
out here
down here and
calling
negotiate
Tank
with you in good faith?
calling
on
Tank
now.
a duck anyway.
Bring
That
something to
ain't
the
that ain't
table.
helping
Make it
his
make
cause.
sense.
Look at this.
Yo,
they made
isn't
it
Devin supposed to be fighting Keyshawn? Wasn't that mandated? So let's look past the smoke and mirrors. All right? Quack, quack, nigga. Thank you for the belt. People be ducking, and y'all condoning champions ducking. These are y'all champions?
Tank, what's wrong? Why are you so nervous? Why are you rushing?
Kid Austin is coming.
What should I do with it?
Leave it! Hey, Jay, can I ask a quick question though?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So everybody would talk. Well, I ain't gonna say everybody. Mostly Supreme mentioned it, but as far as the weight thing, as far as the weight thing when it comes to Tank and Devin Haney, who you think that's helping more, Tank or Devin Haney?
What do you mean? If
Because
he goes down in weight?
Devin Haney ain't going to 35. So Tank 9 out of 10
We
is
know
going closer to 47 than Devin Haney is dropping down. So Tank got to go up way more than Devin Haney has to go down. So I'm saying, who does that help more?
Are we still here? Can y'all
But
hear me?
says who? Says who though? Dr. Eugene? We know that Gervonta Tank Davis is the face of boxing. He can do whatever the hell he damn well pleases. Whatever weight class he decides is where the fight is going to be, or there will be no
He
fight. I
means
thought
like
we covered this.
who's gonna be physically strong on fight night? I think he's saying like it benefits Haney more than Tank.
It depends on how much Tank allows him to hydrate up.
So that's what I'm saying.
You see what he said? Nigga want to come in at 165. You're not in the driver's seat.
So
use them IBF rules.
So the more Tank give you weight wise is helping you. So if I'm gonna help you weight wise, why the fuck would I help you money wise as well? You get one or the other. You don't get both.
It'd be neither if it's me, but that's just me.
Facts.
If
you want me to come in closer to 47, then guess what? This fucking purse is going to go closer to 80, 85. So now let's see what you really want to do. You want to melt down or you want to take the percentage? Which one is it?
I agree 100%, Tim, Rick Timms. I agree 1,000% with you here. For sure. But you got cut off, Dr. Eugene, baby. You going in and out, Papa.
Oh,
we can't understand.
My bad. I was saying the closer I
can't
get
hear
to
him.
40,
Can y'all hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah.
Oh shit, your shit fucking up. Yeah, it's your shit.
No, I can hear you now, so it wasn't me. Ha ha ha.
Oh, it wasn't me. I was saying the closer, if I'm Tank, the closer I go to 47, the higher my percentage is going to be because I'm helping you out. So you want me to go to 50-50 and you want me to go up to your weight class basically. Why would I do both of those things? I'm only going to do one or the other. So that's what I'm saying.
So that's in response to Big Supreme. I mean, Shakur. That's in response to what he said?
Yeah, but other people co-signed that as well. So yeah, what he said, but other people agreed to that too. I'm like, that don't make sense.
Okay. All right. Okay. So
I can respond
to
Chelsea Clinton and some shit.
Yeah, go ahead. Respond.
You think it's Chelsea Clinton?
Go ahead,
All right, so
Shakur. Respond, please, baby. Go ahead.
All right. So what I'm saying is this, right? I think it benefits Tank more, right? Because when he did the little show your weight challenge, Tank is at 147 right now, right? So hypothetically speaking, he would just have to lose 3 pounds to make 144. I felt like Tank would be physically stronger if he does that instead of like making 140 or making 135 or something like that. I feel like if they fought the catch weight, I'm not saying it benefits Tank, but he will be physically stronger. Now the issue is with Haney is the rehydration. Like he might blow up and wait like he usually been doing. All I'm saying is do what you got to do to make the fight happen. Now, Spence did what he had to do. Now we see in retrospect, maybe he shouldn't have did it because we see how Crawford has been carrying it. But he did what he had to do to make the fight happen. He thought he was going to win. But now we see with the Andre Ward interview, like there was other things that went on with that. But all I'm saying is to make the fight happen, because I suspect Tank will want the rehydration clause on him. So I felt like you can't get the rehydration clause and then lowball him on the money. It got to be you say 85-15. That's like you basically saying that you don't want the fight, bro. So all I'm saying is we've seen plenty of fights drag out with the marinating from Manny Pacquiao and Floyd to Erlin's Spence and Crawford. Like we've seen people like in the public just go back and forth for years. So I'm saying with Haney and Tank, they've been going back and forth for a very, very long time. So it's like it's 2026 now. They've been going back and forth since at least 2017. 2018, 2019. It's damn near 10 years now. So like, I think both parties is ready. So all we got to do is figure out the rehydration clause if it's going to be stipulated and then the money. Now, I guess 60-40, maybe that's good. But I'm saying if the rehydration clause is there, he might have to do a 55-45 or 50-50. That's just my opinion. And if he doesn't capitulate, if Haney says he doesn't want to do it, then the fight just don't happen. But as far as saying that Tank could fight anybody, in theory, that makes sense. I get it because like we've seen him fight like Roach and other people that don't have a name and still sell. But right now, like Tank needs a good fight. He needs a good opponent. He needs someone like Keyshawn. He needs a Haney and Shakur, maybe even a Teo. Like he needs someone credible that the fans will respect because I don't know if y'all see, but on social media, like they be dragging Tank. I mean, he not fighting nobody.
They
Now the
always dragging
narrative
him.
changed a little
Yep.
bit because Haney, we've seen the tactics that Haney and Shakur's been doing. Now that's become more crystallized and people are opening the eyes to that. But Tank can't just go fight like my man said. He can't fight a Ranches Bartholomew. He can't go fight that dude. He can't fight Richard Ramirez. Like, he can't fight someone that doesn't have a name, that's not notable, that's not some kind of threat where you could actually see maybe he might win, you know? So, like, I think
but here's the
best thing to
thing.
do is
Here's the
50-50
thing,
in my
though.
opinion.
Okay, and I understand where you're coming from when you say that, because it's like if you're gonna make Haney capitulate to the weight, at least compensate him, because we all know that nigga walk around probably a good 200 pounds, and he probably
he 190.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course. I agree with that 100%. But here's my issue, right? You cannot call out smaller fighters and then want them to acquiesce to you. You're not as big of a draw as you think you are. You know what I'm saying? And whether we like it or not, Gervonta is in the driver's seat because he is the face of boxing. I do agree with you, though, when you said that he does need to fight somebody, because everybody's been saying that for years. Tank never fights somebody. And I, you know, my comeback is always the same. If he ain't fighting nobody, who the hell these other niggas fighting? You know what I'm saying? If he's the one that has to fight
I'm just
all
saying,
of
like,
them.
people just want to see Tank against. No, I don't agree with the narrative that he doesn't fight nobody because
No, I know you don't. I know you don't. I'm just saying. I feel
know
you.
what I'm
I
saying?
hear you. I hear what you're saying, and I see that a lot of his counterparts are now going after, you know, his leftover work. So that argument is like kind of mute to me. I get what you're saying. I see the same things you're seeing, Big Supreme. I'm just saying.
I just want to say
to
two
me
more things and then
personally.
I'll pass it off.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
No, I was just gonna say, me personally, you know, when Tank was out, it was their time to shine, and none of them did that either. You know what I'm saying? They weren't in a rush to make fights with one another. Devin just got on this. Devin just got on the Shakur kick like a week and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? And Keyshawn been calling him out. He been ignoring him. Now Keyshawn is mandatory, so now he kind of can ignore him. But the rest of these guys aren't in a rush to fight one another either. You know, and I think, like you said, that's been crystallized and made more clear in Tank's absence. But now that he is back, I do agree he does need a staple name, a big marquee name, and I think that's what he's trying to do. But at the same time, although he needs that big name, let's not front like Tank can still go fight the mailman. We'll all complain, but we'll all still watch. You know what I'm saying? These other niggas ain't really got it like that.
Right.
You know, being
Yeah,
honest.
but see, with that narrative though, this the reason why. Like, I try to be objective. I ain't gonna lie. I do be thinking
But
certain
Big
things is
Supreme
funny.
is not a narrative, bro. That's the
a
truth.
fact.
It's not a narrative. It's the truth.
Right.
No, I know, but I was about to say, like, this the reason why niggas be calling him like a Harlem Globetrotter. Like, yeah, you could fight anybody and you're still gonna sell out. But like in all reality, you want to see a Tio. Now Tio's out there crazy because he got his ass whipped.
I get it.
You dig what I'm trying to say? So like, I just want to say two more things, right? Does everybody on the panel agree that Hagler is probably the greatest middleweight ever?
Yes.
Nah.
All right, so his resume is all guys that moved up. The narrative ain't against Hagler that he picks on smaller guys. You know why? Because people say, oh, well, the smaller guy want to smoke. He beat Duran. He's a 135 pounder. He beat Hearns, 147 pounder. Same thing with Leonard. A lot of people don't know that Leonard was a 140 pounder in the Olympics before he went pro. Right. And then you look at Mugabe. He went from 154, moved up to 160. Hagler completely destroyed his career. He was never the same after that. So now I'm not saying that Hagler was picking on smaller guys, but the narrative could be made that the greatest middleweight of all time, who is undisputed, his best notable names are all smaller guys. So yeah, Haney is calling out the smaller guys, right? It's a bad argument, you said?
No. I said I agree, and I've heard that argument before. I think the difference is that majority of the people, it wasn't like, oh, I moved up and now I fought him. No, it's like I moved up, I campaigned for a fight or two. At least the majority of those in his career, they have moved up, they campaigned there, then he fought him. But I just wanted to say this, Big Supreme, and I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, like, oh, you know, I think one thing that no one's considering is that, okay, yes, we're Tank, you're saying he's 147. You say he might be stronger. He might be, or he might be slower. You don't know because that's extra weight. He's 147 with more than a year out the ring, coming off a draw and all kind of battles and whatever the heck. And I'm not saying he ain't been in the gym, but I don't know if he'll be strong or not. So I'm not saying I'm not saying I want him to fight a name or a name. Of course we do, right? And I think that he's trying to make that happen, right? But it's not his fault that those names were never truly in his weight class and they were shrinking down, right? So therefore, if you want to fight the face of boxing, you have to acquiesce. It's just what it is. You shouldn't be calling out smaller guys anyway. But I get what you're saying. But we gotta remember this is so even if let's say who he gonna fight, should he fight a big name? Yes. But do I think people are gonna be like have a baby if he fights a name that's not as big coming off of a year layoff? No. Like we're talking about his first fight after a year layoff after a draw, right? And I'm not saying Devin's not a good fighter. Devin's definitely a good fighter. And I would be a Devin fan if I saw him fight more guys his size, but I don't know if he's really good or not. I don't know if it's just a gimmick. So that's why I don't know, right? So that's my part. And another thing about Hagler was not gigantically larger than everybody he fought. That was another thing. There were people who moved up that were bigger than him. That's the difference. Devin has been out of our one person his entire career. Like he's ridiculously bigger than everybody else. And so that's all I want to see. If he was fighting, if he just contended at his real weight, I wouldn't say a thing. I wouldn't say a thing. Hagler contended.
But how
good
do we think? How good do we think Devin would be if he competed at his real weight?
We'll never know, and that's why I can't never get 100% behind him. I don't think he would do. Evidently, according to him, I don't think he's confident.
So good.
That's why he always calling out smaller guys.
That's how he started his career. He started his career in Mexico fighting smaller guys, so that's what he's naturally used to. And you're right. The one fight that he had with Ryan Garcia, we saw what happened when he got in there with a guy his weight and his
exactly
size, naturally. So I get that whole argument. And listen, I get you too, in Shakur. You know what I'm saying? We do need to see Tank fight somebody. It is about that time. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't think that just because he should be fighting these guys, he should give up all the leverage that he's worked to get either.
Oh,
right.
Not Insecure like the TV show. I think he talking Insecure like the breast milk thing, yo.
I thought he was talking about
He's talking about Shakur Stevenson. What is wrong with you?
Insecure, like like when someone's insecure. That's what
that's what you're talking about. Oh, I thought you were talking. I ain't that word. Yeah, I thought you talking about the little. What's that? The milk, yo.
Lord have mercy.
Oh yeah,
protein milk.
We get it. All right.
Yo, there was somebody I grew up with that he will always do that to everybody. Like I'm like, damn, you gonna say that to the whole projects, bro? All day. I'm not your nigga. I'm not your nigga. I'm not your nigga. Like damn, like he was serious.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask a question, y'all. I know people like you got a good point, Supreme, but the thing is like. What was the other point? Yeah, that's what it was. So I know you're saying, people complain and they get on them about not fighting folks. I remember that there was a time where Tank couldn't tweet or say a thing on social media without them like, what about Ryan? Ryan gonna knock you out. Ryan. Then he fought Ryan. You ain't fought nobody. Then it's like, you don't fight black fighters. You don't fight black fighters. You're gonna fight Pitbull again. And then you won't fight Frank Martin. He fought Frank Martin. And they did so. The point is that no matter who he fight, let's say he goes in there and he knocks Haney out. The narrative is gonna start all over again. So when he does fight the people we dared him not that he won't fight, and he fights them, they're still gonna say he ain't fought nobody, and then try to fight those guys, and that'll be their biggest fights. Like I mean, Shakur was just
and because let's be honest, those guys are their measuring stick. Those guys are their measuring stick, and to see how they would do against Gervonta. If I'm being honest, I don't think any of these niggas really want to fight him. I think that they just wanted to appear as though they want to fight him, because I see that it's very interesting to me that Devin was able to confirm within 24 hours that Tank's team actually reached out. So it almost seems impossible to me that his team did not actually reach out to Shakur. That almost just seems impossible to me now. Kitty Boo, what's up, baby? How you doing? Who?
I think Tank should fight Gary.
You talking about Gary Russell Jr.?
That would be a banger.
Yeah,
that would be a banger.
I can go with that. I
would love that fight. I think that's a great fight. That is a great fight, Big Supreme.
Yeah, you put it on the East Coast.
He might be available because I don't know if y'all saw earlier, because I thought he was fighting Pitbull, but then I saw something earlier about how him and the Pitbull might be off.
Now Pitbull will be fighting his younger brother, not the older brother, younger brother.
No. Pitbull has an interim, or somebody has an interim to Pitbull's belt, so they may be looking to make that fight. I saw that earlier too, Drew. So I don't know if he's going to be fighting Pitbull anymore. So that fight may be off, and we may, you know what I'm saying? That is a good fight.
You talking about Antoine, or you talking about Gary Russell Jr., the older brother? You talking about the older brother?
Gary Antoine Russell.
Oh, you talking about the WBA junior welterweight champion? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I'm talking about Roddy Rebel. Yeah.
Okay, that could be a good fight for Tank. Yeah, fight somebody like that, because your last fight you fought Lamont Roach Jr. Nobody was checking for that fight. You had a draw with him, and you didn't run it back with him. Then you tried to get the Jake Paul fight that fell through. I don't think you could come back to back with fights that people really weren't trying to see. So if he can fight a Gary Antoine Russell, I could go with that. I could go with that, man. But you can't. I was saying he just fight anybody after you fought a fight in your last fight that nobody was checking for. I don't think you can do that back to back. You need to get in there with somebody that people kind of will be interested in seeing.
All right, I want to say something to what Supreme said. Now, Supreme, you can rebuttal this, but let me say it first before you say something. So your argument is basically that Tank needs Devin Haney, but in order for that argument to be true, that statement would have to be true in order for your argument to have some kind of standing. But really, Tank don't need Devin Haney. His whole career, he never needed him. So why would he need him now? He could just fight anybody. Now, anybody still can be a ranked motherfucker, but they still any old body. And the thing
craziest shit is Tank could take all those fucking opponents from Devin if he wanted to. He could take Keyshawn, he could take Shakur, he could take them all if he wanted to.
He already beat 3 other people on the fucking list, so he could just get the other ones. You feel what I'm saying? But the thing is, why would I like you said before, why would I acquiesce to you and your weight class and compensate you for it? So I sort of acquiesce to what you want and pay you for it. That doesn't make sense. I'm the A side. Why would I give away both of my leverage points? That literally makes no sense. And the only reason why it wouldn't make sense would be if I needed you in order to be a bigger star. And the reality is he literally doesn't. He is the A side for a reason, and he can fight anybody. Like you said, I can go down your list and pick somebody from your list, just close my eyes and just pick somebody and say, I want to fight this motherfucker next. And it can be, he already beat 3 motherfuckers. Them same people he beat, he could do a rematch with them same 3 people and still sell close to what he would probably sell fighting Devin Haney. Honestly.
Yep. We got to see what it all leads to. See who, if it happen, it don't happen. If they walk away, we'll see what they what's plan B for each one. We kind of know what Devin gonna do. He's gonna have to take care of his mandatory or get stripped, and we'll see what Tank's next move is.
That's the thing, right? Tank don't really care about his mandatory situation. He never cared about them belts any damn way. He don't care about his mandatory situation, and he's the star with or without that belt. Devin, on the other hand, he has a real decision to make. Because if he think wrong, he gonna think wrong, he gonna think wrong. That WBO Mando is lingering. You know what I'm saying? You was doing whatever with Shakur. He was acting like a prima donna. And then Tank popped out. So he needs to make a decision, and he needs to make it fast. He has options, but he better weigh them bitches properly.
I will just say, if this Tank fight don't go through, I know people are saying, if this would be the how many? Because him and Ryan, whatever, I don't know. He wanted him to battle testing, despite the fact that he's already in battle testing because he's in clean boxing because he's the champion. So that ain't going down. Okay, then you and Roldy didn't work out because you want to be a promoter, but you don't want to pay your portion of the promotional fees for the fight, which is reasonable. I did the math, so that fell through. Okay, then the Shakur situation, you going about that fell through. Okay, at this point, you're the common denominator.
Yeah, that's right.
You're the common denominator with this problem. So at this
Ryan,
point, it's take it or leave it time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. He been in about 4 or 5 different negotiations. So yeah,
it's ridiculous. Or go ahead and pop
Ryan
up on Saturday and challenge the winner.
How the hell is Ryan ducking? And why would Ryan be ducking?
Because Oscar said that shit. Oscar said they don't want to take that fucking fight multiple times on record, multiple times. You can pull it up. He done said this shit like 10 times.
Well, Oscar doesn't want that fight because Devin doesn't sell. It has nothing to do with Ryan being scared or no goddamn Devin Haney. They didn't make no money in the last fight, which is what Oscar said.
That's cool, but he still said he don't want that fucking fight. So it wasn't Haney saying that he don't want to fight. It's saying he no.
Devin
you
said
saying
it
that Devin ducking, and I'm telling you that Oscar is literally saying he don't want that fight. It ain't got shit to do with Devin Haney. Oscar is the one paying Ryan, and he's saying he don't want that shit.
Yeah, he said it, but Devin was also on the ring, and he said it. He said Ryan is acting like he's the A side, so we're not even going to bother with him. That's what he said on the ring when he interviewed there. How the hell is that unreasonable when he was the A side before, and he was just on his undercard? So that makes zero sense to me.
Yeah, didn't Ryan Garcia text Devin Haney a couple of days ago say I'm waiting, and then Devin Haney say, "What you waiting on?" So I don't know, but what I'm hearing though, he's got a fight lined up with Conor Ben. Conor Ben's manager said that they've got their side signed. They're waiting on Ryan Garcia, who got to get the okay from
is
going to
not
go
going
in
to
the zone.
happen. That fight is not going to happen because Dana White does not do business with the sanctioning bodies. We already know that Ryan is a champion. Ryan is not giving up that belt just to fight no goddamn Conor Ben. And unless Dana White wants to bend over and take it like a man, that fight will not be happening.
Yeah, he signed with Zuffa. Yeah, you're right though. But they say they don't want to deal with sanctioning bodies. But at the same time, he's ranked number 1 in WBC. So
shout out to Kurt Robinson with the $5 on the super chat. Blessings, Zeppelin. I appreciate you, baby. So let's go around. I want everybody to give me their honest opinion, who they think is going to win this fight Saturday night, and why. Dr. Eugene, I already know how you are. Just give it to me, baby. Who wins Saturday and why?
All right. All right. Who wins is gonna be Boots in 3 because Xander
Boots Ennis in 3 rounds.
Yes, facts. Now Xander, he's struggling to make the weight, and when he come back, he gonna come back bulk the fuck up. But the reality is he got a big ass head. He don't take his head off the line, and his feet is actually kind of slow. People saying like he does good in and out. He does do good in and out, but that's against the competition he went against. Does he have fast feet in general? No. Boots shit is way faster than his, and he gonna clip his stupid ass. Now the thing is, I don't think he gonna do Curry shit, which is try to run, because he already struggling to make the weight. Now he gonna rehydrate, and then he gonna rehydrate, and then start running for 12 fucking rounds. Impossible, yo. It's impossible. What he gonna do is he gonna Puerto Rican heart. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna try to hurt this motherfucker real fast. Hopefully a body shot. Hopefully a head shot. Once I get him hurt, then I can take my time and slow down and slower rounds and shit, because I'll be up on the scorecards and I can hold his ass a little bit to slow the fight down. But the reality is that shit won't work. He gonna go in acting tough in the first 3 rounds that he gonna get fucking touched on and clipped, and it's gonna be night. That's all it fucking is, yo. No disrespect to him. He's the second best motherfucker in the division. Yes, everybody else ducked his ass in 4K. The only person who didn't duck him is Boots. So that's why he's the second best motherfucker in the division. But he's still gonna get fucking clipped in 3 rounds.
Oh my goodness. All right, JB, who you got, baby?
Yeah, I got Boots in 8. I think the jab's gonna be the key for Boots. That's a weapon that Boots has that a lot of people are not talking about. They talk about Xander got a good jab, but Boots' jab is better. He got a real good jab, straight, snappy type of jab. He's gonna be able to constantly make Zayas have to reset off the jab. He's gonna hit him with the 1-2. He's gonna go to the body, and he's gonna systematically break this guy down. It's gonna kind of remind me of what Floyd Mayweather Jr. did to Arturo Gatti. That was basically his coming out party. This is gonna be Boots Ennis has come out of our party. He just got too many weapons, too many tools in the tool belt, and he's just a better overall fighter than Zayas. The only thing that Zayas is bringing to the table that Boots ain't bringing to the table is weight and size, being a naturally bigger guy. Outside of that, he don't bring nothing better to the table than Boots. Boots is more athletic, even though Zayas' feet might be a little bit more educated. Boots his ass faster legs. He can get from point A to point B way faster than Zayas can. And I think he's going to systematically break this guy down. It's going to kind of remind me of what he did with Stayonis, man. He kind of was patient with the stone. He just systematically broke him down and ended up making him quit on his stool. It's going to be something like that. But it's probably going to be a little later than that fight was. I think that fight will stop in round 5, if I'm not mistaken, or 6. I think this goes to 8. And I just think he's just a guy that's on a whole nother level. Zayas, hopefully he won't take too much damage. He'll be able to bounce back from there, go up to 160, and he might be able to win a belt at 160. But this is the Ron Boots Ennis era, and I don't agree that Zayas is the second best junior middleweight. I think it's Pandora. That's the only guy I see that actually has a chance to beat Boots at 154. That'll be a great matchup. That's the fight I would want to see next. Will it be next? Probably doubtful, but I like Boots Saturday night by 8th round stoppage.
Okay.
Pandora ducked Zandy already.
Frequency. Boy, stop changing your damn name. Big Supreme. It's on you, baby. Who wins and why?
I said Frequency because some of the Tinker Maniacs was trying to jump me in the chat. Listen, man, that's nasty. That's nasty work, man. You're not gonna give me
it is nasty business.
A discipline for my opinion, all right? I'm a diehard Tank Maniac, goddammit. But what I'm saying is this,
All right.
right?
We'll have Miss Joette walk you to your car at the end of the show, baby. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
I would love that. So what I was saying is I think Boots is gonna beat him. I think Boots probably win like 5-8. I would say 7-12. Now it's possible that he might get him out of there early because they're saying that he's having trouble with the weight. He's probably gonna be a little flabby around the stomach. But I think Xander, realistically, I think he could last 8 or 9 rounds. I think it's gonna be moderately competitive. I do believe that Xander's gonna show some wrinkles that we've never seen before. I feel like he's young, he's confident, and he's stepping in the ring with Boots, man. Everybody been saying that Boots had to pay his opponents extra. People been ducking him, and you got this young Puerto Rican that said, I'm willing to accept the fight. Now I know, DAZN kind of forced Top Rank to take this fight, but I do believe that Xander's gonna show why he deserves to be at that level. But I think Boots is probably gonna stop him. I'll say 5-8, maybe 7-9. Now, boxing is very weird because a lot of fights that we think is gonna go one way go the complete opposite. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes a distance and it's controversial on both sides, but conventional wisdom says that Boots get him out of there 5-8, I think.
Okay. Ju?
So I will say, I think that, again, based on what Xander's saying, I think that what he allowed to slip out, he didn't give out too much in the press conference. It sounds like to me he's going to try to, like I said, maybe do his best Karen impression because he called Boots flat-footed. So that makes me feel like he's going to try to move because he feel like that's Boots' Achilles heel, I would say. But just a little bit, I think he's going to try to pop in and out and try to frustrate Boots, get Boots to come in, and then, try to get hit him with something he don't see coming or just get him to get reckless, right? I don't think Boots will get that reckless. I think Boots will carry it a little bit better than he's carried in like several other fights. But I do think Boots is better. I think he actually does have the better footwork. So I don't know what he mean by flat-footed. I don't get that at all. And I think Boots has a chin, but I do think that I don't think that Boots can just go like head hunting and just be all open because Xander still got some pop, right? But I think that it'll be a boxing match until it's not. And I do think Boots will win. I probably want. Of course, like conventional wisdom, like I just said, will be knockout. But for some reason, maybe because I haven't seen Xander knocked out yet, and because he's gonna be so big, I'm assuming he can absorb some of them shots. And I definitely don't see a knockout early. If it is, it will kind of I think it'd be kind of like a corner stoppage or maybe the ref, or if it gets that ugly, right? But I don't know. I definitely got Boots winning though. But it would not shock me if he doesn't do it as cleanly. If he does, if like Boots just get him up out of there and just like scrap him up, I'm giving Boots extra credit for that because I really just don't see that happening just yet. Maybe because again, this is he's fighting a bigger guy, and I'm trying to see how he's gonna get around there, reach and all that. Although I do think Boots has the footwork to do it, and also Supreme. It's not the Tankomaniacs that was getting on you. It's the actual Tankomaniacs. It's the ones in the chat who was getting after you because you getting at you because they want you to go at me because I disagree with one little thing you said. That's the real Tankomaniacs, not us. But that's all I got, Jab. Thank you so much.
Brian and King, they know. We started this AMC Tankomaniac thing together. Y'all not gonna do me like that. Brian, All Things. J Man came around.
Goodness. Any naming them.
Don't do me like
dropping.
that.
Oh my goodness.
I'm name dropping. I mean, because I be taking maniacs, man. Like we ain't gonna do that. They're not gonna jump me. I'm being funny, right? But like I'm being funny, but like it's been a running narrative for a while, right? Because like we've been on the panels together for a long time. So like we started the AMC and stuff like that. But they've been subbing me with the frequency, the hacker jokes. So like I just ran with it. I'm Hano's clan. I'm your frequency. So it's like inside joke amongst the guys, dude. Like honestly.
Okay. I saw someone mad like, go at her.
Well, we're gonna have Miss Joette walk you to your car, Big Supreme. Please don't nobody, just so you don't get hit in the back of the head with no egg or nothing. We're gonna have Miss Joette, head of security, walk you to your car. I would have said Brian, but you done name dropped him. So
do y'all
I
remember that protest where the black lady was covering the Nazi guy?
No.
You remember that viral? You don't remember that viral picture? It's a black lady. She's like over the white Nazi guy. She's like, "Don't hit him! Don't hit him!"
No.
Oh hell, not a trip, sis. Anyway, let me get my take so we can get up out of here.
I'll put my picture as that, but that's what Miss Joette got to do when she walks into the car.
Hey,
listen, I don't pay her enough for that.
Fast?
I don't pay her enough for that, baby. So Miss Joette, if they throwing shit, duck and let him get on where he got to go. I don't pay her enough for hazard pay. All right, so listen, let me get my take so we can get up out of here.
Can I say something real fast before you get your take?
Sure, baby.
So they don't believe me. So I'm gonna just let you know. Hey, look, it's gonna be a left uppercut. It's gonna be an overhand right, and you can watch the Clayton fight.
Okay. I'll do that when I get up off of here. I've been looking for something good to watch. I've been watching that damn what I watched the other day. I watched Oscar and Mayweather, and I watched Mayweather and Victor Ortiz this morning. One of these damn things. So I'm looking for something else to watch in there. So that's good. I'll watch that later. All right. So my take, I have Jerron Boots Ennis winning. I agree with the majority of you. I think it will be a late round stoppage if it does not go fully to decision. With this new news that Xander is having difficulty making the weight, I am not sure how he's going to be able to move around in that ring and not get tired. Especially if Boots is going to the body, if Boots is like, I've been hearing that he's been hurting niggas in sparring, you know what I'm saying? Rib shots, body shots, all kind of shit. So I don't know, but I do think that Boots will pull it off. I'm praying that it's not just lay down like Dr. Eugene says, because I want people to get a good fight out of this. This is, like y'all said, his coming out moment. So he needs to put on a very good performance, a dominant performance. And I don't think the Xander's coming to lay down. I think he truly believes that he can beat Boots once he gets in there and maybe feels Boots' power, because as we can see, Boots has an 88% knockout ratio and Xander has a 56. Not saying he's pillow fisted, but if he takes too many clean shots, it could be an early night for him. I wouldn't come in running right to the fire because Boots is prepared for that. He's going to have to try and fight behind that jab. He's going to have to use his footwork if he can and kind of try to stick and move, fight from the outside. Don't let Boots get in. Don't take too many clean shots. And he should probably last a good 7-8 rounds. But I'm going for Jerron Boots Ennis, obviously. But, shout out to Xander for taking this fight. I still think he has the heart of a lion to even take this fight because we know how many niggas turned down. So that's just where I'm at with it.
Charlo got the heart of a lion, and he ducked.
I don't really care for Charlo.
Aircraft carrier wants us to talk. Hold on. Aircraft carrier wants us to cover this little stupid fight before we get up out of here. Rayo Valenzuela versus Edwin De Los Santos. As we know, this is taking place on Sunday. It is the main event on the Zuffa 8 card. Who you got winning and why? Aircraft carrier seems to think that Rayo will take it this time over Edwin De Los Santos. What do y'all think?
Rayo going to sleep.
When the last time De Los Santos had a fight, though? Was it
earlier this year? Earlier this year. Yeah, earlier this year.
So,
a couple months
he had
ago.
a fight.
A couple months ago.
Okay. So he had a fight.
It was the first round stoppage, though, so he didn't really get too many rounds in.
He didn't get no rounds.
I think he's still gonna stop.
Changing no rounds in.
I think he's gonna stop Rayo, though. I think anyway.
Yeah, Rayo is Kenny.
They said this motherfucker walk around at 70-something pounds, yo.
Yeah, his promoter is Brian Norman Jr. is De Los Santos' promoter, so Brian Norman Jr. will be in the house with his fighter. So De Los Santos is definitely a more explosive fighter. I just worry about the inactivity. He's been hella inactive the last 3 years. Rayo, has been fighting. He fought on an earlier Zuffa card, so he's been a little bit more active. He's fought Gary Antoine Russell, even though he got washed in that fight. He's been more active. So if he can't knock the rust off in time and have problems with his timing and stuff like that, I can see Rayo outboxing him. But if he's close to what he was in the first fight, or even the fight with Shakur, where he was explosive, he just couldn't never catch Shakur, who was moving a lot. If he's closer to that De Los Santos, I like De Los Santos to clip him and knock him out. But it's just too many unanswered questions. I just don't know what version of De Los Santos we gonna get. I'm gonna assume that he gonna get the closest to the one that we've seen in the past. And if that's the case, I go with De Los Santos by a stoppage, maybe around 10 or somewhere the second half of the fight. He stops Rayo.
I know Shakur gonna duck the winner no matter who it is.
Look at my avatar.
Yep. That could be a future opponent. What if this fight could be Shakur opponent? I think Shakur has probably got a deal on the table for Zuffa. I don't know about Devin Haney, but I think Shakur does have a deal on the table for Zuffa. I don't think he signed it yet, but I think he definitely has a deal on the table. So If he signs that deal, he
Shakur
could
waiting
get
to
the
see where the chips fall over there. Shakur ain't slick. He waiting to see where the chips fall over there. Who's over there that could really be his op that he can get an easy layup with. This boy does not fool me. I'm sorry. This nigga pack him up. I'm sorry. Just pack him up.
He don't want to sign he don't want to sign because in order to sign, they say you have to fight Haney. And he don't want to fight Haney.
Oh, that was last year? That was last year he had that first round knockout, Tim. I thought that was this year. I don't know why I thought that was this year. Okay, my bad. That was last year, the end of last year.
Yeah, he's been hella inactive, but if he's able to sharpen his skills and sparring and get a rhythm and stuff like that, I like him. But he's been hella inactive. That's the only question mark going into this fight, his inactivity. Because if both guys fight at that bet, you like De Los Santos. But if he's been out the ring for a while, that's probably what Rayo banking on. Rayo might get him. He might outbox him.
It's funny that it looked like Rick Tim is looking up at you, rolling his eyes a little bit. You don't see the picture? That's what I'm saying. It looked like he aimed right at your circle, though.
Yeah, he'll be all right. All right, y'all. So, I mean, that's what we have. I mean, we talked about the fight coming this weekend. I talked about this Rolly and Tio situation, and then obviously we do know the looming deadline between Usyk and Adjei Cabiel. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on that. They have until the 30th to make something shake. I talked about Clarissa's upcoming fight, and let's see, what else did I talk about? We talked about pretty much everything.
All these people drying up because Tank gone and they not fighting each other. They waiting for the money to come back in the boxing.
Yeah. Okay, I don't remember saying all of that, but yes, we did cover that as well. So we covered the fact that
you talked around.
Let me ask y'all this. Let me stop it. Let me just ask y'all this, and I'm gonna let y'all go because we've been up here for quite some time. What do y'all think about Albert Bell now being the substitute for Joe Cordina? Are y'all feeling that?
Yeah, that's
all. I believe that fight could go two ways. He's either gonna beat Abdullah, or Abdullah's gonna beat the dog shit out of this guy. Now, I got some background information from Cam. He said that they've been sparring for a while now, so Albert Bell's actually familiar with Abdullah. But that was a couple years ago. Abdullah's not the same fighter. I think Abdullah's gonna get him out of there. I believe so. But after hearing a lot of different arguments, I can see a path of victory for Albert Bell. I really could.
Yeah,
and the odds is kind of close. So the odds make us think
Albert Bell is a tough out. I'm not sure if his experience will play a big factor in this particular fight. But I do know, I think it's a better fight than I'm shutting down. Oh God, never mind.
Joe Cordina.
Just to hell with it.
Hey yo, most of his fights are 6 rounds or 8 rounds. So he got experience, but they 6 round or 8 round fights.
You talking about Abdullah?
Yeah. This
no.
We talking about Albert Bell. Hold on, y'all. No cap.
My fault.
No cap. You're saying you're not connected, baby. So you're gonna have to fix whatever you got going on. And we closing down. So don't come up here on no Haney rant all damn night. Fix your stuff and come back, baby. I'll hold on for you. But what you was gonna say?
He's from Toledo.
I was gonna say that Albert Bell, he's been professional longer, but I don't think he has he doesn't have the same amount of ring experience that Abdullah got. I like to say for prospects, I usually have a litmus test. Once they go through the adversity in the ring and actually shine, I think they're the real deal. Because a lot of times we tout these prospects.
I agree.
They get in a little bit of trouble and they don't know what to do. They look at their corner, they start doing weird shit with the ref. When Vasquez put Abdullah on a canvas, he got back up and stopped him in the same round. So I feel like he's more than ready for this opportunity. Then on top of that, he made me even more believer going toe-to-toe with Sam Noakes. Yeah, I know what's funny? I told everybody Sam Noakes was going to give him a really, really tough fight. And all things was there. Everybody said, yo, Supreme, you always like these UK guys and these unknown people. I'm like, yeah, gonna see. And the fact that he stood in the pocket,
but that's just because they don't watch a lot of film like you do, Big Supreme. That's why.
You gotta watch it.
You can't listen to people because you know what you know, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I agree. He got my respect in the Sam Noakes fight, and when he got knocked down and got back up and knocked that nigga out. So I definitely have all the faith in the world in Abdullah. But I do think that this is a better fight than the Joe Cordina fight. I do.
Way better. Albert Bell. Albert Bell is a very jab heavy kind of guy. I like to call him back foot shoulders, right? Haney, Shakur, Albert Bell, Africa. Like, I feel like he's gonna like try to jab and move around, and I feel like Abdullah's gonna count over the jab and hurt him and get him out of there. I don't know what round, but I think he's gonna get him out of there.
Yeah, I think Albert Bell got to fight this fight kind of like Tony Harrison fought the first Jamel Charlo fight. You know, be just behind the jab, make it a boring fight. Kind of, you know, slow down the aggressiveness and the punch output of Abdullah Mason, and hopefully you will get a decision in his hometown, which might not happen for you. But that's his best favorite to the box. Stay on the back foot when he try to engage and try to throw his combination time up and basically slow the pace down of the fight. I think Abdullah Mason is actually going to get to him. I think early on it could be competitive. It could be some problems for Abdullah, but I think his aggressiveness, his power in both hands, I think he eventually catches up with Albert Bell and stops him maybe in the second half of the fight, round 10 or round 11. But I think it's going to be a good fight, man. Albert Bell can box, man, but the problem is he don't have no power. I don't think he's going to be able to get the respect of Abdullah Mason. I think Abdullah Mason is going to kind of walk through those shots, and he's going to be able to close the distance, and he's going to be able to get off his – he's got a good jab too, Abdullah. He's going to be able to get off his combinations, his body attack, and I think he's going to eventually wear down Albert Bell and maybe stop him in the championship rounds.
Okay. I got an opinion. I'm going to get this off real quick because I got to go, y'all. I gotta go in like 2 seconds. I was gonna say this fight. This is a much better fight than the original fight. This is kind of reminding me of the fight that I just talked about, which is Edwin versus Rayo. Because I remember Edwin was a last-minute replacement for Rayo, and I remember being instantly thinking, I don't like this, because I remember seeing how well Edwin fought and how good he was looking. I was like, okay. And I normally hate southpaws last minute. That's just my thing. I don't think you should ever take a southpaw last minute. This is my opinion. Anyway. So I'm not saying like, oh, you know, that I think Abdullah gonna lose, but I think this is a much more challenging fight, and it's in Ohio. So I don't know if y'all know that there's like this history of when you have a home fight, and now that's Albert Bell's home too. So that's just added pressure. So I can see this being very challenging, and that's why I'm like a little spooked for Abdullah, but I like Albert Bell too. It's to the point where I think I might have to drive along to Ohio for that fight. I think that's a way better fight. So respect to both of them even taking that challenge on, because that's a crazy good fight in my opinion.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for stopping by, Jupe. I appreciate you, babe. I know you say you got to go. Thanks for hopping on.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
No problem. Absolutely. No cap. Spill your nonsense so we can get on up out of here.
But now, why I gotta be nonsense?
Because it's always nonsense. No cap. What's up, baby? Talk to me.
I ain't boxing hacker.
What's up, No Cap? What you got for the show, baby? What subject you want to chime in on?
Ain't the fight tomorrow with Boots and Xander?
The fight is Saturday. Yes, we were talking about that. We were talking about the negotiations with Tank and Devin. We were talking about Devin's options. We talked about some of the other things that are going on in the sport. You heard about the replacement for Abdullah Mason's fight. What you thought about that? The Rayo fight. Just what are your thoughts? Or you can give me the thoughts on the fight this weekend if you want.
I got boots by stoppage. The Bud Buddies came out the woodworks. They tried to jump me.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
They up in nerves, but they Bud's coming back. He probably gonna fight. He might after Boots knock out Xander. He might fight Boots.
What round you got to end it in? You say you're gonna stop him in what round?
I always say 8th round stoppage.
Yeah, you got about what I got. I got 8th round. You gonna stop him?
Yeah, that's what
I got. I want to say Abdullah Mason is kind of like Boots. He just like he's not as talented as him, but he real close, and he vicious just like Boots. That's why he gonna knock this dude the fuck out.
I think more like Moses Atomo.
Yeah, Moses has a fight coming up too. Him and Herkovic actually had their presser early this week. I'm sorry, I don't know what the hell I did with that clip.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good step up fight. I'm excited for that fight for Osama. That's a good step up for him. He win that fight, then he'll be ready for a title shot. You know, I heard they're gonna go the WBA route though.
Yeah, they probably will. I don't know, Tim. I was looking to see who, because we did see that Andy Cruz got stuck with the bag, so I don't know who Andy Cruz is gonna fight now. But I
don't even know if he have a fight, yo.
They got enough time to get him an opponent. That fight ain't till July 18th. He fighting on the card of the Pacheco Aline fight. So hopefully they get him a decent opponent. Yeah. Just go to ain't he in IBF though? Because there's gonna be an IBF eliminated. Get the next available guys you can get them.
Hold on.
You know, go down that list.
That's not the 18th.
July 18th.
Yeah, that's not. I thought it was the 4th.
No, that's Abdullah. Abdullah fighting on the 4th.
Andy Cruz is supposed to be fighting Albert Bell on the 18th. He was supposed to fight him on the 18th.
Oh! I thought they was on the same card. My bad. I thought he was.
He on that Pacheco on the card. Pacheco fighting some guy, man. Pacheco got to step it up. He fighting some guy named Aleem, some guy ranked like at the bottom of the whatever rankings he in. He bypassed that Shiraz fight. He could have fought Shiraz. He could have fought. I think he could have even got a fight with him, Billy. He passed up a couple of fights he could have took on.
I don't know if they could fight somebody because that was an IBF eliminator. So they would have to find somebody in the IBF rankings that'd be a good fight, and they might not be able to do it.
Yeah, they just got to get on the phone whoever's available. Somebody's hopefully that's already been in training and ain't gonna be that much of a task for them to get ready for the fight and make the weight. They have to go down that list. Maybe Matchroom got somebody at that weight class in the IBF.
So, okay, no cap. You said you think it's going to be an early stoppage for Boots Ennis. Do you see any path to victory for Xander?
The only way Xander could win is if he could just physically overwhelm Boots.
Okay.
And get him out of there. And that's not going to happen. I can't see that happening. So,
okay.
Bozy said on the press conference that he be knocking out heavyweights and sparring and shit, and he ain't lying.
Yeah, that's crazy. Light heavyweights and heavyweights, he been knocking out and sparring. So he say he basically implied that's the only guy that get in the ring with Boots. Them guys that's his weight or smaller don't want to get in the ring with it because they gonna get assassinated in that ring. So he implied they had to get them big guys in the ring for him to spar, and he's stopping them too. So that boy's been on. I've been hearing a lot of stories about him being a killer in sparring.
When he was at 47, he fought the IBF. You can only rehydrate 10 pounds basically. So now that he fighting at 54. And he not in the IBF no more. Now he can rehydrate to like 180. So you think that shit gonna be fair? Like, man, all right. I'm shut the fuck up. All right.
Yeah,
the forces of Bud are against Boots. They rooted for Xander to win.
Tulsin, what up, baby? We about to shut it down.
They get that spar. He fought Boots and amateurs, but he's like Bud's. He and Bud's gym and Bud wrestling coach.
Well, I think it's very interesting that Bud's going to be commentating for this fight. I think that's extremely interesting. I can't wait to hear what that sounds like. But outside of that,
hear too much because it's going to be 3 rounds.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Eugene. We've heard enough. All right, I'm gonna play this one more thing. We're gonna get up out of here. I'm just gonna play this last little clip. We saw it already, but I just think it's so funny.
Boots, I'm gonna ask you some names. I need to know: does easy work pop in your mind, or a challenging fight? Xander.
Easy work.
Charlo.
Easy work.
Fedor.
Easy work.
Errol Spence.
Easy work.
Devin Haney.
Easy work.
Terrence Bud Crawford.
Easy work.
You're only undefeated until you're not. There can only be one king. Perfect records, one unified title, which Prince will be crowned king. June 27th, watch only on DAZN.
We in the building with the terror squad.
All right, y'all. Yeah. Well, I want to thank y'all so much. Any final words, Dr. Eugene? JB?
We in the building with the terror squad. You press up.
Yeah.
All right, baby.
I don't know about Terrence Crawford. Ain't no easy work, and Fedor not no easy work. The other people named they could be easy work, but Fedor 81-inch reach advantage, big tall guy throwing punches in bunches, got inside game. That's a 50-50 fight if it get done. And Terrence Crawford damn sure ain't no easy work. The man ain't never lost before. That guy there's got one of the highest boxing IQs in boxing. That ain't no easy work either. So I'm not saying he can't win the fight. But him to say easy work, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's not no easy work.
You a little emotional. You a little emotional.
Yeah, that's Antonio Tarver's brother.
Easy work.
Yo, listen. I just want to say,
all right, y'all.
Yo, 2 cents. Eugene acting like he wants smoke. Set up the debate, and I'm gonna dust him off.
Yo,
you hear me, Eugene? Whenever you want to debate, I'm gonna dust you off, man. Call Turkey, call Frank Warren, Uncle Roddy Dangerfield.
All right. All right, Big Supreme.
Eddie Hearns, call him. I'm
He
a
gonna
dust this
cry.
boy.
He gonna cry in the car, yo. I'm not, boy. I'm a grown man.
See, he gonna
yo.
cry in the
gonna
car.
Yeah, they
cry,
up in
yo.
here crashing out over Bud, honey.
Man,
y'all.
Mexican, Puerto Rican, I'm the kid, man. I'm gonna drop it there, you hear me? Eugene, whenever you ready to get smoked, hop in the ring.
Hey, yo, I see all y'all Saturday, yo. We out there, yo.
All right, yes, we will be back. We will be back after the fight
No, it's
Saturday to go
Sunday.
over the fight card.
No, I'm talking about.
No, I'm gonna see you. No, I'm not talking about the fight. You hear me? I'm
Oh.
talking about Sunday, 2 cents.
After dark.
Pull up.
Right.
I'm gonna smoke that boy.
Okay, I'm gonna make him cry. I'm gonna still have
right.
energy
All
for the
right.
fight.
All right.
All right. Salute, Jab Queen. Salute to the panel, man. We'll see what happens Saturday.
baby.
Salute, Jab Queen.
Yep,
I'm Jab King. You hear me, Eugene? She's
No.
Jab Queen and I'm Jab King. I'm gonna get you up out of there.
Left
Like
hand
Boost
right,
said.
right over.
Yo,
hand.
come to the debate.
Walk Big Supreme.
I'm
to his
getting
car.
Eugene
Walk
out of
Big
there in
Supreme
3 rounds.
Left uppercut,
Walk
overhand right.
Supreme to the car, baby. Okay.
I'm gonna do Eugene like Illa Taporia got done.
I'm gonna do you
Okay,
like Boots
thank
about
you.
to do fucking Zandy.
Okay. All right. Y'all doing what? Bye, Dr.
I can't
Eugene.
wait.
No cap, baby. What you got for us? We closing out. What you got for the end of the show, baby?
All I gotta say is Devin Haney is ducking Gervonta Tank Davis once again.
Oh my goodness.
And ducking Keyshawn Davis, the fully melanated warrior of Christ. Devin Haney wants no smoke. And, that's all I have to say, man. It's a damn shame.
Okay, baby. Okay. Well, listen, y'all heard what No Cap said. He said the boy is ducking. So, in other words, this nigga's. That's it.
That's it. That sums it
Okay,
up.
No Cap, baby. That sums it right on up. All right, No Cap. Thanks for coming up, baby. And I'll see y'all Saturday if the fights don't run too long and if the mother is not asleep on her feet, honey. Well, I'm gonna be watching that damn fight. If I got enough energy, I'll make our thumbnail and we'll come over here and we'll recap the fights from Saturday. If not, y'all can look for me Sunday morning. But listen, y'all behave. Y'all just listen. It's hot outside. I know, but don't be out there fighting and acting a fool. Obviously there's some smoke brewing in the chat. Miss Joette, go ahead on and make sure Big Supreme get to his car safely, baby, because there were some people in the chat. They look like they want to beat him down. We can't have that. But I appreciate y'all coming out. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button if y'all have not already. Y'all make sure y'all are sub to the channel if y'all are not already. Make sure y'all keep y'all notifications on. You just never know when mother gonna pop up. All right, but y'all be good, be careful, and until next time, I am out. Catch me on a panel, baby. Peace.